shockingly bad.
I'm still using my Corsair K95.
I think I'm on the K75. K95 is the one that's at RGB, isn't it?
Yeah, it had like several versions of the K95. I had the original one, which is white lights. Then I got the RGB lights. And it's got those 18G keys on the side.
So I think mine's the K75, just red light, I think it is.
Yeah, I think that's the smaller one.
I'm using a Logitech from the early 2000s, and it's bulletproof. So
I just like them big. You can clean these easier than the other keyboards.
I think my keyboard before this was it the G18, Logitech G18, something like that. Or was that the mouse the Logitech mouse I had before this?
All right.
Because they name the mouses the same sort of thing as the keyboards.
Yeah.
Medi appears to be live.
Yay!
What's that?
Oh, we got a much better view of Zed's shelving today.
Yeah, because the camera's at a different angle. And you can see all my games and books and things. It's a bit of a mess at the moment because I need to really start tidying it all up.
Good old Calyx.
Indeed. Calyx full of stuff. There's a load of mess behind this.
Calyx? What's Calyx?
That's the Calyx. The bookshelf. It's an IKEA bookshelf called Calyx.
Perfect for board games and RPGs. Just about.
Ah, okay.
So, on that note, are we ready, Medi?
We are. Sorry, I was just rearranging windows that didn't go into place when Dark came in. So we are GTG.
All this effort to stream.
No, but it's fun though.
I know. We just need to get it plastered out there a little bit more, so more people. Don't even a haircut.
Yes,
I do a link.
Yeah, I got a haircut Tuesday.
Yeah.
A bit trim as well.
Yeah.
It's just coming back. I've got it on a band.
Cool.
Head trim as well.
All right.
very tidy.
Yeah.
Last week.
Welcome back. I've got it on a band.
Welcome to Clan UK Plays D&D, I guess. All right.
Very tidy.
In which a bunch of nerdy ass. No, we're not voice artists, are we? Okay, so all right.
Best artists, maybe.
Nerdy ass. No, we're not. This is the first of our moving it to weekly rather than bi-weekly. So, for those people who are listening, you're going to get to put up with us every week, which is awesome stuff. Last week you finished up over in Sunlitten, returning from Melton to Seastrand to drop off Bran and to collect your hard-earned money and reward for rescuing their son. After doing that, you headed across the Lost Trail, taking in the road between Seastrand and Sticklestead, passing through Sticklestead, where you discovered that it's quite famous for its horses and the breeding of horses, many of which run free on the Gasconfold Plains. You then continued taking the fork to the south, going past Gasconfold Castle, heading down through Brushwood, skirting to the north of the Differing Wood, and then crossing the River Differing past the Church of Terrigan, or St. Terrigan as he's known, and then heading on towards Noltec. On your journey towards Noltec, maybe a mile or so away, as the terrain sort of turned from wildland to more arable farmland, you encountered a bunch of what appeared on the surface to be farmers, asking for help. And as you approached, you were attacked by said farmers that turned out to be thugs. Those thugs were seemingly intent on taking any caster that they could find alive amongst the group. However, you all had different ideas and you dispatched the group. At one point, you had a rather large rage who was trying to subdue one who subdued him into the middle of the following week with a rather spectacular blow with the flat of his blade. And that's kind of where we left it. The battle had just finished. The DM had got tired and was starting to fall asleep, so we called it a night. And so it's over to you.
Don't you think it's strange that he wanted to keep the casters alive?
Didn't we keep one alive though? We knocked one out.
No, we tried
He
to.
was bleeding on the floor.
Oh yeah,
That's
walking
right,
to-
yes.
To tend his wounds.
Somebody needs to heal him.
Yeah, he's currently bleeding out. So if you wish to give me a medicine check to try and heal him, unless you wish to use magic on him, that's entirely up to you.
I was going to use my gosh, where we saved it. I'm on the wrong screen. I was going to use my was it Toll of the Dead, which puts them down to 0?
No.
No, not the other one.
Revivify will help them if they're on 0. It will
Hey,
spare
why
the
am I
dying.
seeing, why am I seeing
That's it,
adverts on
spare
your
the
screen?
dying. Oh, you will, because I'm affiliate now. So you'll get an advert
You've got
for the
that
first.
little tick by your name then?
Yeah, you'll get an advert at the start when it first launches.
Ah,
It's
unless
only
I'm
30 seconds.
subscribed, I suppose.
Is it gentle repose or something like that you've got?
No, it's called Spare the Dying that I have.
Oh, that's one. Yes.
Yeah, so
Gentle
I'd like.
repose preserves the body. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll cast that on him because we need to keep one alive.
Yeah, can I scout around to see where these guys that have ambushed us, whether because they must have come to this location as a group, or maybe they're based here.
Yeah, give me a survival check.
I just want to see whether or not they've come from somewhere.
In the meantime, as you go scouting out, Medistra lays hands upon the injured person and spares the dying. How far out do you want to try and track them, Jet?
Certainly on the outskirts of these particular buildings. They would have used probably a trail. They wouldn't have just come through the bushes and so forth. So I would be looking to scout around the raised sort of areas, the buildings, to see if I can pick up any.
Do you want to go? Do you want to go one way and I'll go the other, and we'll circle around each other?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rage will start opposite where Jet's going and go anti-clockwise if he's going clockwise. Are we say maybe quarter mile or 150 yards or something like that?
Yeah, I just need to turn down the volume.
The breathing of the thug becomes less shallow and ragged and more kind of stable, still unconscious at this moment in time.
I've bandaged him up as best I can.
Yeah, you've done a very good job of bandaging. You've even put a nice pretty bow in it.
Of course.
It's a brilliant pair of survival rolls there.
Yeah.
You both range out in opposite directions up to about a quarter of a mile. Actually, by the time you hit a quarter of a mile, the farmland, certainly eastwards, the farmland is turning from arid, arable farmland into the basically the foothills of the different hills. More gorse, boulders and other sort of ragged sort of countryside that you kind of associate with low foothills.
As well as looking for tracks, I want to be listening for any horses that they may have coming on, whinnying and making noise.
Okay.
That's-
Well, there doesn't appear to be anything to the east of you. And Jet, as you go west, you follow, or whoever's going west, you follow what you think is the trail, but eventually you lose it about probably a couple of 100 feet away from the edge of the farm buildings.
So it appears that they've come here as a group to waylay travellers
Correct, yes.
from another location.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is signs inside the buildings that they may have been camped here for 2 or 3 days, waiting.
Well, I'm going to head back to where we were attacked, and I'd like to sort of scout out the buildings to see if I can pick up any evidence within the buildings where they've been camping to maybe suggest where they've come from.
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Okay, so investigation.
Roll for 17. There's not a lot. There's plenty of evidence to suggest that they have been camping here. You can find some bedrolls, embers of fires that have been hastily smothered, some stockpile of food, maybe another 4 or 5 days worth, but no evidence of where they've come from.
Okay.
Once I've completed that circle, I'll make my way back to the centre.
Okay. You're probably going to spend about an hour doing that.
Mhm.
So the rest of you may take a short rest if you wish.
Oh, yes, please.
I kind of need it. I'm a bit beat up.
You're very beat up.
Just looking at the stream, Medi, and I think the videos are in there all over the gaff.
Yeah.
Oh, they're swapped around.
Also,
okay.
the campaign screen seems to be cropped strangely.
Yeah, sadly, there's nothing to do with that without hiding
It
the
looks like
address.
it's out by 1 somehow. Rotation wise.
How far away was the church?
The church is back north about 1.5 miles, just beyond, this side of the river. Yeah, about 1.5 miles to the north.
Could there have been somebody there that maybe passed information on to this group that were travellers heading this way?
Possible.
I just throw that thought out to everyone.
It might be worth investigating. It is strange that they were looking for casters. If there is a price on caster's head in this region for some reason.
It was a Temple of Mitra, though, wasn't it?
The Temple of Mitra, as far as you could tell.
Yeah.
Mitra is a god of justice and law. I don't see why which would employ a group of bandits to capture casters on the road.
I wouldn't have thought so. Yeah, it could be a cover art, but at least they may know if there are problems in the area.
Yeah, some concerns if they're operating this close to such a temple that they may have been attacked as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's the closest location that's built up, isn't it, from where we are at the moment? So
Yeah, you're probably about 2 miles, 2.5 miles to Noltec. Your best guess from where you are currently.
Okay.
The temple's probably a similar distance further north, is it? Or...
Yeah, the temple's just a little bit. Yeah, similar kind of distance, a couple of miles to the north.
It would be my choice to go to the temple to find out.
I would agree.
They are a temple of the god of justice, did you say? And we do have somebody that one needs aid and also needs justice.
That's very true. That's very, very true.
L'Oreal kind of looks a little concerned that we're getting off track, but
True. Well,
I suppose it's equal distance either way, and we have another day to get to Noltec, I believe. I think it was 3 days, he said. We spent 2? Or have we spent 3?
Good
It's 1 to the horse place, and then 1 down to here. Well, one
Yeah,
half,
so
so 2.5.
Didn't we? So we should get a move on with
Right.
this package.
We're only half a hexagon away from Nolta.
Why don't we send Kurgan and Kelgar ahead with the horse and cart to Noltec, and we'll take, in the package, and we'll take this rapscallion up to the temple.
I'm not keen on that particular plan because we were ambushed and attacked here. If there's another trap laying wait further on, then I think we should stick together as a party.
Nope.
What time of day was it? Currently,
It's 4:29 p.m.
I'm asking because I can't see a calendar thingy anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I suppose we've got a couple of hours to get to Noltec. We could drop off. We can always come back and investigate this if we want to. Whatever the cause for capturing casters, I don't think it's going away. So we can always come back for it.
Well, we'll take him with us.
Oh, we'll take this person to Noltec and hand him into the town guard. Yeah. It's only a couple of miles, so it'll certainly be within the region for the town guard to have justice.
That's very, very, very true. And then at least maybe we can find out, like you say, if there's any more bandit activity around here from them.
Yes.
Right. Let's load him up and set off.
Let's also load up all the weapons of the bandits and ammo, any monies they've got on them, anything we can sell.
Is there anything distinguishing, like in the clothing that they have on, or any?
No, it's fairly ragtag. There's no sense of a uniform, even something that might indicate that they're a sort of a thieves guild. They're all very ragtag.
No markings or tattoos, or
A few of them have tattoos, but they're not all the same.
Have we tied up the prisoner? I know he's unconscious, but have we made sure that his hands and feet are tied?
I don't believe anyone has yet.
Well, somebody
maybe
better
Ember,
put some
yeah,
rope
should
in.
Could I do a check or something I think I've got some rope in my equipment.
Yeah, give me a
Like a dex check or something, or
dex check. Yeah, give me just a dex ability check.
could I use acrobatics maybe? I'm trying to think.
I would have said if you were going to use a skill, it'd be more sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Well, shouldn't I be doing that?
Yeah.
You're very welcome to.
All right, I'll tie the guy up. I don't have my rope, remember, because I lost it against the squid thing.
Just checking to make sure I've got a rope. Yes, I've got a rope, so I can pass the rope over to you.
You did lose it against the squid thing, didn't you?
Yeah. That's weird. It says I've got rope in my backpack still.
Don't forget it all reset, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I'll delete that then. How do I remove something?
Unclick the lock at the top, and then you can right-click and delete item.
Ah, right. I shouldn't have deleted because you just handed me one.
I've deleted off mine. I didn't know you could do that, by the way. I've learned something.
It says you can send a pyre as well.
As long as,
Oh.
as long as you're next to each other, I think it works.
Although I've deleted mine and he's deleted his, so I've got to add one. I'll just add it back again.
Yeah.
Looking around a little nervously, L'Oreal suggests that we move soon before it begins to get dark.
I'm going to
Rather not be out on the road at night.
How do I add an item?
I'm going to get the horse and cart and bring it close.
If you try Control Spacebar or Control Right Bracket, it'll bring up an index box. Just put a search in there, and it should allow you to search a rope. Then just drag and drop it onto your character sheet.
Oh,
Pretty cool
roper, silk rope. No, not silk rope.
one. It's very expensive.
Yeah, it was just a standard rope, the hempen rope that I had.
Rope of climbing. No, that's a magical item, isn't it?
It's a magical item. Yeah.
Ah, hemp rope, 50 feet.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh.
And then I do what with it when it comes up? Just
Instead of bringing it when it comes up, just drag it from that list onto your character sheet.
done.
Yeah, give me a sleight of hand check. Interestingly, Rage, whilst they have weapons, mostly scimitars and light crossbows, bolts, leather armor, they don't have any money on them. Ember, you tie the knots and tighten them as best as you can. You know, you think you've done a pretty good job. We'll just have to see if he can escape.
Yeah, there was a couple of heavy crossbows which will, get us some funds. Scimitars will probably get us some funds as well. So
yeah,
it's all worth taking. So I'll just collect it all and then chuck it all in the cart. And
there's 3 scimitars, 3 light crossbows, 2 maces, and 2 heavy crossbows.
Should we drop it into party loot?
Yeah.
What was that again? 3 scimitars.
3 scimitars, 3 light crossbows, 2 heavy crossbows, 2 maces, 5 suits of leather, and 45 bolts.
Okay, I think I've missed one group of weapons there. 3 scimitars, 2 maces, 3 light crossbows, 2 heavy crossbows, 45 bolts.
And 5 suits of leather armor.
5 leather. Right, okay, cool. Thank you. I'll get that to party then.
Right, let's load him up.
Okay, you drag him onto the cart. The cart is, oh, you have a horse, don't you? So it's not too
That's,
bad.
yeah.
So the cart is quite laden down. It's not a big cart. It's more of a sort of a small cross between a large hand cart and a small sort of market cart. And you continue your journey following the Merchants Road southwards towards Noltek. The journey takes an hour and a half or so before the first buildings other than sort of farm ranches and things comes into view. So kind of come in on this road. It's kind of swung down along the ridges of a few hills and is now kind of swinging and heading back up towards the main part of Noltek. From where you are as you're approaching, there is a fair few scattered houses, nothing too amazing, not too densely populated. It's certainly not a city or a big town by any stretch of the imagination.
I think the main plan of action is to find out where this Tolster lives. Or Towster, sorry.
Indeed. Is there any obvious tower or anything like that?
Oh, give me, I was going to say observation, wrong game. Give me a perception check. No obvious tower.
Any particular buildings stand out? I don't know, this up on the hill or some of the larger buildings?
Well, it's out on its own on the hill. It appears to be a small ramshackle house come hut. Not really sort of out on its own. Just how nothing in this immediate initial area here kind of grabs your attention as you approach. This time of day, there are a few people. Now, as you get to here, this building does stand out. It appears to be some kind of church or temple.
Perhaps we could ask at the temple or maybe an inn?
Just anywhere, yeah. As soon as we see people, just start asking.
As you kind of pass some of those buildings, they just appear to be normal houses that people live in, of different sizes and shapes. Several people kind of come out onto their I can say verandas, but more out the front door. At the sound of hooves kind of clopping down the road has kind of turned from a sort of a muddy track to a slightly more well-maintained, compacted earth track here. People just kind of watch you as you approach and then kind of go back about their business as you pass.
I'll smile and give a friendly wave if anyone's giving us a stare.
A few people are staring, especially at the tiefling.
I'll nod
And the
my head
waffle.
at people. I'll nod my head at people and give a kind of a little bit of a salute.
Okay. You'll see Medistra will hunker down a bit under the stares of people. He's uncomfortable, but he's not going to let him get to it.
Okay. No.
Become level with the temple. Is there anything recognizable on the temple door or in the decoration?
So there is a give me a knowledge religion roll. Give me a religion roll. Harking back to 3.5 there.
Yeah, that's
Show my age.
No, well, I'm still playing a 3.5 game. So, oh, that's not bad.
The markings around the outside of the door suggest it is a temple dedicated primarily to Thor.
I remember Thor in this one is battle god of lightning, I think.
I believe so, yes.
Interesting.
Generally quite goodly aligned, but not lawful. So, yeah. Okay.
You said there was an emblem on the door.
Yes, it is an emblem of a storm with lightning coming out of the storm clouds. Yes, Thor, the battle god of lightning and storms. He is chaotic good by alignment. There's probably a hammer. Actually, the lightning and the storm motifs are on the kind of the columns and the door frame itself. The door has a hammer going crosswise where you would expect to have the bar to bar the door from the inside.
I look around at the rest of the group and say, should we stop here or push on for an inn?
I would suggest we find somewhere that we've got like I don't know, like a constable or guards or somebody who can take care of this prisoner.
Exactly, I agree.
I feel I need to step in here for a moment.
Okay.
What, into the church?
Yeah, into the temple. Rage will walk up to the door, to like press his hand against the hammer symbol, rub across, look at the symbol that's on the side, and then just press the door open and walk in.
Okay. You push the door open, and inside there is a currently with his back to the door. He kind of turns in surprise. You're new here. Can I help you?
I'm hoping you can help me. Yes. What is this place?
This my good person. He looks at you quizzically for a moment. This is a temple to the god Thor.
L'Oreal calls out quietly. See, I told you.
I'll
Do you
just,
wish?
I'll
do you,
turn just 1 second. I'll turn around to outside and say, you can go on without me if you want. I'll follow on.
If you're sure.
I should only be a short while.
If you don't see us, we'll meet you at the inn if we can't find each other.
Yes, I'll head for the inn first.
Or maybe, does he know where Towster is?
I'll ask. I'll ask the priest. Do you know a gentleman called Telster?
Hamster. Oh yes. The village's wizard. I don't dabble in the arcane myself, so I don't have a lot of time for him. He seems not to dabble in religion either, so we keep ourselves to ourselves. He's at the opposite end of the town, and effectively he will tell you that he is here. Hold on. There we go. Number 12 on the map.
Up in the fields.
Up on the edge of the field, yeah.
Okay, I'll call out those instructions and say I'll meet them there if they go there.
Thank you, Rage. Then we will push on, I guess.
Be safe, my friend. Be
You
safe.
sure you don't want us to wait?
I'm just going to have a little bit of a conversation.
Very well. Guess we push on.
And I will basically, Rage will have a conversation with this chap. You can do it off screen if you want.
Okay.
It's just inquiring about Thor and explaining that he had a feeling of a pull to the temple when he saw it and the symbol. And he'll describe the change of when he rages and what's gone on recently.
The priest is probably no older than about 2021. He introduces himself as Semheis, so Semheis, Semheis. And as soon as you inquire about Thor, he unleashes a complete sermon about the god to you. And he will go on for as long as you let him. And every so often he'll stop and he'll ask you, are you a believer? Do you wish to be, do you wish to, to follow the god Thor and all this kind of stuff? For quite a portion of that time, he talks at you rather than asking you questions.
Yeah. After about 5 minutes of him talking at me, I will change the conversation and drill more at what he can actually tell me. And if after about another 3 minutes, it's clearly nothing, then I'll thank him for his time, and I'll pay my respects at the altar quietly to myself, with myself, and then I'll leave.
So after sort of 5 minutes of him kind of proselytizing to you, you kind of change the subject a little bit, and he kind of pauses and he asks if he may place his hands upon you. Not like that.
That's how they start.
Yeah. Of course.
And he kind of comes over and he puts his hands on you, and you hear him mutter some words. You assume a prayer to Thor, and after a few moments, he kind of steps back and he looks you up and down. Well, I have to say, I don't think I've ever met any of your kind. I wouldn't even fathom to know what your kind is. But yes, I do sense a connection to Thor in you. I wonder if you would wish to attend a sermon, the sermon tomorrow evening, if you're not just passing through for the day.
If I'm still in town, then surely, but I'm not entirely sure what our agenda is.
Well, you are welcome. We are sorely pressed for worshippers here. The youngsters prefer to have little trysts in the garden rather than come and listen to me discuss the blessings of Thor. So it would be welcome to have at least somebody I can share his blessings with.
I will keep it in mind, and I will let you know. So nice. Thank you.
In the meantime, the rest of you continue walking down what you assume is the high street at this point. This house here is quite. It's kind of set on its own. It has sort of a rather nice fence around it, ornate gardens, and it does look to be well kept and slightly more ostentatious than some of the other houses in the vicinity. As you keep going, this house here appears to be a store of some kind. It has the sign of a basically sort of a money bag and some kind of it gives you the sign gives you the concept of exchanging money for goods, sort of like a merchant's house. And then you hear the noise and the lights, and this appears to be an inn. There is a man on the sign says the Baron of Mutton, and you can see a rather plump, regal-looking gentleman on the sign with a big, what you assume is a leg of lamb in his hand, and he's kind of taking a bite from it. From inside, you can hear the sound of laughter, the sound of drinks and conversation, and a little bit of music.
Now, this is a place we'll be coming back to shortly.
Looks very inviting.
Hmm.
Should we try and see if our contact is here? I'm terrible with names. I can't remember his name.
Houster.
Ouster.
Okay.
I thought we were
Again,
going to
this
push straight-
facility is very much basic housing, nothing too fancy, just seems to be kind of, normal houses. Okay. As you pass here, this appears to be stables and a cartier. A cartier, is it a carter? A carter. Carter. Yeah, not cartier.
A nice watch.
And actually,
French Carter.
from the smaller building here, you can hear barking. And it appears that those three buildings are a mixture of stables, kennels, and a carter's house. The other side, it's just a row of very dark, quite large buildings. No lights, in fact, no windows, but very large double doors and signs of winches and pulleys sort of at the upper level where there are hatches that can be opened. They look like warehouses of some kind.
Hmm.
You approach the crossroads, you hear more. No, you don't. No, you don't. This appears to be a smithy. Smoke is still coming out of a chimney at the back. You can hear the distant sounds of metal being struck against metal.
Looking up the road towards number 12, is there?
Despite the size on the map, this is quite an imposing building behind a 6-foot hedge. A pair of wrought iron gates, sort of abut the roadway, and there is kind of, it just says sort of in stylized common above the gates themselves. It just says Carmen Residence or Carmen House.
Like the
Perhaps
mayor's
the
house.
local nobility, or perhaps a rich merchant?
Certainly one of the more imposing buildings, big buildings that you've seen on your journey through Noltec. The whatever track you were following turns into certainly not something that's designed to take a cart along.
Perhaps we should carry the chest.
Mm.
Yes, let's leave the cart here for the time being. If you press on, I will stay with our captor in here in case he tries to escape.
Yeah, I'll stay back as well.
Surely Kelgar and my brain has absolutely stopped tonight.
Kurgan and Kelgar. Yes, that's,
Kurgan, there we go. Yeah, surely Kurgan and Kelgar can
Yeah,
look after this gentleman.
certainly. In that case, we'll press on with you.
Yeah.
Not so, you know, as you arrive now, you realize why you couldn't see, you could identify the wizard's place. This is a 2-story house, no tower in sight whatsoever. At the back of the house in the grounds appears to be maybe a 1 or 2 room cottage. The cottage seems to be well kept and standing in amongst what you think could be herb gardens. You stroll up to the sort of the door of the house, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah,
Knock on the door.
absolutely.
Okay.
Lights wrap.
Okay. You lightly rap. There doesn't, for a second, there doesn't seem to be any response.
Are there
Oh.
lights on in the windows?
Yeah, there are lights
I'll
on the
Take a
upstairs.
step forward and I'll be a bit harder.
You knock a little bit harder. Ah, Jeleneth, come in, girl. Where have you been? I've been waiting for you for the last week. You're late. No need to knock. Come in, girl.
It's not
Oh.
Jeleneth.
It's not. What do you mean it's not Jeleneth? Who else would it be at this time of the day, late?
We've brought a package from Godrun for you.
Godrun? Do I know a Godrun? Do I know a Godrun? Who are you? You're not
Godrun
Jeleneth.
from
And
Seastrand.
the door opens and you're greeted by a 5'3", thin, but a little bit paunchy, kind of man. You estimate he is well advanced in years for a human, probably over 70. Sandy coloured hair, almost non-existent on his head, slightly combed over to one side. Watery light blue eyes. He kind of narrows those and looks at you as he opens the door. Godrun, you say? How do I know you're not from the Guildmaster? Sent to trick me.
What Guildmaster?
And who are you, little girl?
I'm Amber.
Well, the Guildmaster of the Wizards. You're not a wizard, are you?
No, I'm definitely not a wizard.
No. You wouldn't understand then. Are any of you wizards?
No,
Well,
I
Not really.
shake my head. No.
Oh, okay. You're not one of those priesty types, are you?
Not really. No.
No. That's okay then.
We were tasked.
Out of
by,
character, I actually forgot what you are actually.
Sorry,
You're just saying out of character, I forgot. You're a warlock, aren't you? Or
I'm a warlock, yes. Yeah. We were tasked by he says he's your friend from Seastrand, Godrun, and he says to bring you. He sent a chest over for you.
Godrun. Ah, yes, Godrun. He's a good one, that Godrun, isn't he?
Well,
Wait a minute.
He enjoys an ale.
He does enjoy an ale. I like ale. Do you like ale?
Yes, who doesn't like ale?
And you're sure you've not seen Jeleneth?
we don't know who she is.
No, we've
She's
come
my
straight from
apprentice.
She hasn't travelled north of here, has she?
Well, she's come back from her family in Brushwood, yes.
Ah.
What do you...
We were attacked on the road north of here.
Oh, hang on. We were attacked by some bandits.
And there were bandits who tried to capture anyone with any magical talent.
She has hardly any magical talent. Not worth banditry capturing her. Silly girl. What kind of mess has she got herself into? You say you've come from Seastrand in Godrun?
We came from Seastrand via Brushwood, yes.
Well, you said you got a chest for me. Must be those supplies that Godrun's been promising me to send me for the last 6 months. Forgetful, that Godrun. Probably his head too much in the ale.
Well, to be fair, I don't think it's much else. I think the roads these days are very fraught with bandits. It's trying to find some brave souls to bring it to you, really.
And you're brave souls?
Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm. You like ale, you said.
We are
We like
partial to Italian.
Are you hungry?
Oh, the road has been long today, and we've been troubled much. So yes, we could do with a bite to eat.
Well, put the chest in here. And he gestures to his kind of hallway. Knowing Godwin, he's sent some paperwork that I have to approve or read or something.
I do believe we have some, yes.
He takes it from you and he looks at it. He opens it up and he breaks the seal and he looks at it. No. Yes. Well, I can say you certainly. Oh, the bastard! He expects me to pay you for his dirty work. Wait here. And he kind of disappears from the hallway somewhere into the back, and you can hear him muttering something about friends taking advantage, apprentices being useless and not doing their job and turning up on time, and young people of this day who can't keep to timetables and seem to want to every excuse to not work. And you hear kind of chinking of coins, and he comes back.
While he's in the background, can I cast Detect Magic, please?
Yes, you can.
And take a little look around his house.
So
Wait,
you're not going to
you want me to
get all of the house.
I'm not literally prying. I'm just observing.
Yeah. So within 30 feet of you, for your detect magic, there are probably 4 distinct sources of magic.
Okay.
And then he walks back into view, and he lights up like a Christmas tree.
I kind of look at him in amazement and just sort of say,
Now, young lady, none of that. We'll have none of that, thank you. And he gestures, and you feel your spell slipped from your mind.
apologies. I didn't mean to pry. I was just interested in.
You shouldn't meddle in other wizards' affairs, young lady. As pretty as you are, you shouldn't do that. It's rude. I can see you've not been to the guild and learned how to use your powers.
The guild?
Of today.
I'm new in
Wizards'
these
Guild.
lands.
New. I can tell. Not from around these parts, are you?
Where is this guild you speak of?
Well, there are several. The good one is to the northeast of here. No, northwest of here.
The good
not
one?
so good one is to the southwest of here, but I wouldn't bother with that one. They're a bunch of funny duddies. They prefer conjuration magic.
And what sort of magic do you prefer?
Well, I like transmutation, and I'm quite partial to. Oh my god, what's a fireball?
Evocation?
Evocation. I'm quite partial to evocation. Do you like evocation magic? It's fun. I can make things explode in fire. Shall I show you? Come, let's have a look.
Perhaps outside? You've got such a lovely house.
Yes. The constable doesn't like me throwing fireballs around for some reason. Never mind, I'll show you another day. You never know when it comes in handy. But you said you're not a wizard, my dear, but yet you've got arcane power, I see.
A little from time to time.
You're not one of those that just clicks their fingers and the power is in your hands, are you? Sorcerers, I think they call them. Sorcery magic.
I don't know, just sometimes when I get nervous or when I need something, things happen.
Well, it's a good feeling, isn't it?
It's wonderful.
So, I promised you lunch, dinner, and ale, and I promised... Well, I didn't promise. You were promised by my friend Godwin, who has once again decided to stitch me up, that you would be paid for delivery. And I believe the fee was 150 gold.
Oh,
Who am I giving this to? That, my dear. Here, take this.
I thought it was 175, to be fair.
I thought it was 175 too.
Oh, I did think it was 150, but
And it's 175. That's fine.
that's some good bargaining, guys.
He hands over 175. Gives it to you. Your notebook. He gives it to you, L'Oreala.
I nod my thanks and pass on my appreciation.
Let us go and have some food at the Mutton. They
And
do
I'm-
great food, though. I wouldn't necessarily recommend the lamb. And he kind of chuckles at the joke. And he just walks past you, clicks his fingers, the front door closes, and he just sets off down the track. Come.
I guess I'll follow him. I'm just adding 175 gold to the party tracker.
Yeah, no worries.
Right.
Towster, I'll call after him as he goes down the track. Do you have a man of the law here, or a woman of the law, a law keeper?
Man of the law. Well, it depends what you want. Do you want the Baron's representative, or do you want the unofficial constable?
Unofficial?
Unofficial
Constable?
constable sounds like he would do the job.
Oh, that'll be Gerald, the carpenter.
Why don't we want the Baron?
The Baron's man. Ha! Squire Marlon, he calls himself, the mayor of the village, duly appointed by our Baron and Lord Laren Gasconfold. Yeah, I wouldn't trust him, the old rake. Steals from the poor, gives it to the rich, all the time.
Sounds abominable.
He's one of those, and he kind of drops his voice and whispers, tax collectors. Exactly. My fine tiefling. Don't see your kind here. You're not going to unleash any devils on the town today, are you?
Not today, no. Despite what people say, we're friendly as you humans are.
Well, I have heard you are friendly. I've also heard that your forefathers slept with demons and devils. But that's probably just a myth, right?
Well, I can safely say, sir, that I have not slept with a demon or a devil.
I met a demon once on my adventuring days. Nasty thing. Me and my fellows, I think I started with a fireball. It didn't seem to hurt it.
No, I would have thought it would make it angry.
Well, yes, it made it angry, and then I just pointed our fighter, Jethro, at it, and Jethro carved it up in 3 swipes of his blade. It's a magical blade, that blade of Jethro's. The wind song, he called it. It whistled when he swung it. Or was that the bard in the background? I can never remember.
That sounds beautiful. I wish we were there to see that.
You...
Amber laughs.
Are your friends still close by?
Alas, no. One of them is buried over in Modron, but the others, no, I don't know. We kind of split up and got separated in the Darthwood many years ago. I wouldn't recommend spending too much time in the deepest parts of the Darthwood. But
As we go,
I came here and settled after a slight challenge that I had with the Guildmaster.
as we go past the carters, could we stable the horse and cart?
He kind of takes you down. Yeah, he takes you down onto the road and he takes you back down to the Baron of Mutton. Kind of walks in, almost as if he owns the place, and looks around, and he kind of nods at a couple of the locals who all kind of nod back, and he gestures to the to one of the men behind the bar. Andron, table for 8 of us, please. Oh, and they have a horse and cart. Can you make sure that your brother settles it down? Put everything on my tab for this evening, but not their rooms, because I know what you're like with your rooms. And they kind of nod, and a table is cleared, and you're all 6 actually, because Rage still hasn't returned yet. Although Rage, you're probably on your way to the
Yeah,
inn
I was going to
by
say.
now.
I was going to say, did I pass them on the way, or
I would say you see them coming back with Tauster going into the inn. You're probably 20 or 30 yards down the road from them.
okay, I'll follow them in. Then.
Okay.
Well, if we see Rage, we'll just mention that this is our good friend Rage, who has helped us as well. Had other things to attend to in the village first.
Yeah, Tauster kind of looks at, when Rage, you kind of come in and you end up at the table, he kind of looks, he goes, well, you are an interesting group, aren't you? Half-orcs, humans, halflings, tieflings, and I do believe a warforge. A creature of legend, something that we don't see very often around these parts. In fact, I would say you're maybe only the second or third example of your species that I've ever met. It's a pleasure, sir.
That's two more than I've met.
That's exactly
yes.
what they said.
Yeah.
You're a very strange race. I've read books on your kind from the ancient times, though some of it is hard to believe. But never mind. Here you are. I'd offer you a drink, but you don't drink, right?
I can drink, but yes, I don't.
You're missing out. Ale is wonderful. Don't you think so, lassie? And he kind of looks down at Ember.
Yeah.
Well, my new friends, please sit. Ale, food.
Thank you. Where did you meet these other warforged? Perhaps we could travel there someday, Rage, and meet others of your kind.
I've heard of one more on the southern seas. That was when we were on the ships. But yeah, would be interesting.
I met one of them. I can't remember her name. I think she was a her. Certainly, she used female pronouns. In the city-state. Well, it was maybe 25 years ago. Not sure if she'd still be there by now, but you never know. The other one we just happened to find randomly over on... Oh, where would it be? Who knows? Thunderhold. Thunderhold. Yeah, the other one we met in Thunderhold, working with the dwarves. Some kind of master craftsman. Artificer, I believe he was. Very clever individual.
Interesting.
Now, you mentioned you had an apprentice. Could you tell us any more about her?
Lots of a girl. Don't know why I was talked into taking on an apprentice. It's the first one I've had in 25 years. And I have to say, she's a bit of a dolt. She does show some promise, though only a small amount. She's managed to grasp the basics, but beyond that, not much. That's not what you wanted to know about her, is it?
Well, any information might be of interest. As I said, we were attacked on the road, and it would be terrible if she'd been captured by these horrible people.
Why would people catch her?
We don't know.
The strange thing was, when we were attacked, they were trying to keep the spellcasters alive and just capture them.
Spellcasters alive?
They weren't bothered about warriors, but they wanted to keep the spellcaster alive.
I think
So
they were bothered by warriors, actually.
Yeah, they nearly killed me.
Yeah, that was the idea. They're trying to kill the warriors. But maybe if your apprentice showed some magic if she was attacked, maybe they captured her. It's a long stretch, but...
Well, you did say that she was coming back from Brushwood, and that's we were attacked on the way between Brushwood and here.
I'm sure she's been useful to you, at least around your house and around the garden.
Well, girl. Yes.
Hey,
Nice
what
and useful.
Lying about females there, thank you.
He looks at you. His eyebrows kind of come together for a moment, and he then just kind of shrugs it off. Yes, she's been very good. She would live in the small house at the bottom of my garden. She certainly made a magnificent herb garden. And she's very good at cooking, though she doesn't just cook, I have to say. Um, she chooses to cook for me and her whenever she's here. She is a little naive. She went to visit her family in Brushwood about 2 or so weeks ago. She should have been back a couple of days ago now, 3-4 days maximum, at the most, I think. But she hasn't come back.
Didn't someone say those bandits may have been there a couple of days?
Yeah, at least 2 to 3 days.
I look around uncomfortably at the rest of my companions and think perhaps we should go and have a look for her.
I agree.
Oh, you'd do that, would you?
Well, we need to get to the bottom of these bandits anyway, because it seems strange that they were out there looking for what they were looking for.
Well, perhaps, yes. If, as you say, these bandits have her, well, that would be a somewhat of an inconvenience. But the easiest way to find out would be to travel back up to the river and to Cooper's farm.
Cooper's farm?
Why would that be?
He knows all the comings and goings along the river, and she knows him, and it's very possible that if she was being attacked by bandits, that perhaps she fled to Cooper's and is just waiting there until the bandits leave. And perhaps she'll be here tomorrow if you have indeed defeated the bandits, as you say.
Oh, let's hope that's true. But
Look, let me well, it's getting late tonight. Why don't we enjoy dinner this evening? Unless you feel in the mood to travel back northwards in the darkness, I wouldn't always recommend it.
I can't see the time, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know why everybody can't see it anymore. I haven't changed the settings, but oh, okay, hold on. There you go. You should be able to see it now.
The Temple of Mystery seems to be quite busy.
Say again, Medistra?
They said that the Temple of Mithra we passed seems to be quite busy.
Oh, the Church of St. Terrigan.
Ah, is that what it is?
Yes.
we saw it from the side of the road, but moved on as the day was getting late.
I don't have much to do with them, though, as you said, they are worshippers of Mitra. I think they're more of a martial group than a pure clerical group. So, yes, actually, that's about 1.5 miles south of Cooper's farm. She could have fled there, I suppose. Why don't I write you a letter of introduction, both to Cooper and the head of the church?
House, sir, that would be amazing if you could. Thank you.
Look, why don't I pay for your accommodation here tonight, and then and your food, and then perhaps if you're feeling up for it, you can head back north tomorrow and see if you can find any signs of her. I would recommend visiting old Cooper. If anybody has seen her, it would have been him.
1.5 miles north of the temple, you say?
Yes.
Are you able to enchant items?
Actually, sorry, 1.5 miles north east of the temple. So on the map, if you all go to the campaign map, the Temple of Mitra is somewhere about here. And
so just near the river, is it?
Yeah, and his farm is about here, just on the border between the two hexes, just where the hills start. So probably a 1.5 miles direct east of
East,
where you
east,
are
yeah.
ambushed, roughly speaking.
Okay.
What was that, Ember?
Is the wizard able to enchant items?
Oh, well, I've not been asked to enchant something for quite some time, but I could certainly give it a go. Well, it does take a while, though.
Okay, never mind.
Why, young lady, do you have something in mind?
No, sorry. Sorry, Zed. I got that confused. I wasn't thinking straight.
Okay, no worries.
But I do need to get some leather armor.
You need to get some leather armor, or you need to get some magical leather armor?
I'd like magical leather armor, but I'd like just basic studied leather at some point.
Don't we have
Is
some
the-
sets of leather armor?
I've only got the basic stuff.
Perhaps after we head north, I wouldn't mind going to Sticklestad. I hear they have very good horses there, and it's a larger town. We may be able to find what you need there, Ember.
Yeah.
There may be a tanner's there.
What about going to
Well,
Staples
with a
Theatre?
horse industry and a large city, you would be sure to find a tanner.
Actually, that's what I was going to ask the wizard. Is there a tanner in the village?
Is there a tanner in the village? Yes, there would be, probably. There's enough houses. Yeah, there would be. Oh, actually, no, there wouldn't be. Sorry.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, there's only really a smithy in there, I suppose.
Yeah, when you ask him that, he says, "Well, I'm sorry, my dear. Most of our leather goods come in from places to the north and to the south. We're mostly a mining community here, with some farming, but mostly mining. Anybody who does tanning does it for their own purposes.
Okay,
Cooper,
thank
for instance, he is a dab hand at tanning, though perhaps he has what you might need. We'll
Okay,
certainly have the basic leathers if that's what you're interested in.
okay, thank you for that.
Maybe we can get you some made if we can trade with him for some leather.
Are you suggesting we go hunting?
Well, I would suggest that maybe he has some for sale and would be happy to part with it. If he lives out in the wilderness and does his own trapping, etc.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'll be looking for some studded leather at some stage as well, to be fair.
Wait a minute, you're a warrior. You can have a leather. You can wear plate and stuff.
Dex based.
Not my style, thank you. I need to be nimble.
Do you
He needs to be
remember as
nimble, he
well?
needs to be quick. He needs to
That's
jump
right.
over the candlestick.
Do you remember we have to go back to Melton at some point to pick up Rage's
We do, yes.
Warhammer?
Wait, where was Melton? It's not on the map.
Just south of Seastrand.
Yeah,
Oh, there. Oh, that place. Right.
yeah, that place.
Could we, before I sit down for before I get too drunk, basically, I want to ask where the local constable is. Then I can't remember his name. Sorry.
Yeah, what are we going to do is want this person?
Say again, Ember?
What are we going to do with this unconscious bandit?
Well, that's why we need to find the constable.
Yeah.
Trying to find something and I can't bloody find it.
Would it be better to keep hold of him for the time being so that when he wakes up we can interrogate him?
Well, if we do that, we'll have to take watches through the night.
Can't we just throw some water on him and wake him up?
Yeah, you could do that.
I could
Well, I
perhaps
could
use
ask.
some magic to heal his wounds, and he may wake up.
Actually, that would probably make it worth even more dead.
Okay, so for the next sort of hour as you eat, Tauster gives you a bit of an overview of the main players in Noltec. And he starts with that impressive mansion that you walk past, belonging to Darius Carmen and his family. He is the main employer of Noltec. He runs the mines that are out in the differing hills to the east, northeast, and southeast.
I'll ask him what he's like as a person. Is he a good employee?
He is aloof, keeps himself above and views himself as above everybody else. He's stern, unforgiving, and is only interested in his own interests, looking after his own properties and mines. And Tauster kind of says, I even hear a rumor that his wife is entertaining suitors. If you want to know anything about anything around here, what's going on in the area, then you can't do better than speaking to old Grizzler. Used to work for Carmen in one of the mines. Since then, he kind of keeps himself himself on the edge of town, and he's in that number 11 on the town map.
Grizzler.
The old Grizzler, they call him.
Is he a big fella? That's such an interesting name.
He is a dwarf.
Oh.
Sorry, is Darius Carmen? Is he human?
Darius Carmen is human, yes.
Was it Darius or Garius?
Darius, D-A-R-I-U-S.
Oh, Darius.
Yeah, Darius.
Oh, apologies, Darius.
Who else of note? Obviously, you got the Baron, the Well and Exchange, number 1. That's the open air market. Sorry, you've got the Baron of Mutton, owned by DeCaster. And actually, DeCaster is sat in a corner. He appears to be a man even older than Tauster. But his grandsons Andron and Bartholomew run the Baron of Mutton. The Baron of Mutton is an interesting place. It has a common room upstairs that can sleep up to 12 people. And that is 3 silver pieces per night, includes breakfast. There are also a small number of private rooms. Each of them are double rooms, a total of 9 of those. They have better bedding, better beds, and better breakfast. They're 9 silver pieces a night. You've got Carmen's warehouses, which is the area number 3 on the map. You've got Carmen's smithy, which is number 4, which is run by two humans. And Tauster kind of, as you're talking about armor and things, he says, well, if anybody has the armor you seek, Walright will have it in the armory.
Wellright.
Walright, Walright, which is kind of this building here.
Is the smithy owned by Darius as well?
It is, yes. The smithy is owned by Darius. You've got the old granary, which is used for storing grain for winter, which is number 5 over here. That's also owned by Darius.
Can't get back to the normal map, by the way.
It's just
So
looking to see how to
seems to
do
have
it.
closed.
it's non-navigable by players, I think. So.
I have a problem here. I can't get it to open.
No, neither can we.
Yeah, it's disappeared.
I can't do a right click on it and get it to. Right, hold on. Let me reset my screen.
Yeah, it disappeared from the top for me as a selectable.
I can still go to Sea Strand.
Don't go to Seastrand.
You should all be able to see Noltec now,
Fantastic.
Yay!
and I can pull you all to it.
Just
There
a
you go,
silly.
spirit.
Give me a second. Let me just find my notes because I refreshed. Okay. So area 1 is the sort of the market. Area 2 is the Baron of Mutton, where you are. Area 3 are the warehouses that are owned by Darius. Area 4 is Darius's smithy, or Carmen's smithy. Area 5, which is this building over here, is the main granary. You're asking about the constable. Then you probably want Gerald the carpenter. Constable by appointment. Though Squire Marlon often chooses to ignore his authority, which is not always good. He's over here in 6, the carpenter's house.
Do you find him a good and trustworthy man?
He's definitely a good and trustworthy man.
Is he elected then as constable for the?
He is voted in, yeah. Yeah. He's unofficial because Noltec has an appointed mayor from the Baron of the Lands under the guidance and approval of the Overlord.
Yeah, which I presume they reside up at the castle just to the north of us.
So the Baron is in the castle to the north, but the mayor is here in house number 14.
Okay.
And he's the one that nobody likes because Squire Marlon, he calls himself Squire, but his name's Marlon. He is the tax collector and the tithe person.
And a bit of a rake.
And a bit of a rake, yes. He's described as an old, rake-thin man with a beak of a nose, beady eyes, and a whiningly ingratiating manner. Very
Lickspittle.
much like the kiddie catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Exactly. Exactly that character. It tells you to stay clear of the Silver Crown, which is the tavern at the other end of sort of the market square, which is here on number 13. It
Why
is
that?
cheaper than it's definitely cheaper than the Baron of Mutton, but it's a lot rougher and readier. It's where the riffraff tend to hang out. That's run by Timpson and his son Gurgle. Although he does say that that's Grizzler's favourite drinking establishment.
Probably down to the pricing.
Plenty, yes.
Yeah. Nafton Stables and Kennels we've talked about here. Number 8 is Rastifer's store. Rastifer is a half-elf. Doesn't sell weapons, but sells everything needed for mining.
Well, thank you for the
And
information.
much of other things. Yeah. I was just right. At that point, I think we're going to take a quick I think we're going to take a quick 10-minute break. I need to go and, believe it or not, make hot chocolate for my darling wife.
Tend to the wife in her isolation.
I'll go attend to her in isolation, and we will be back in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
See you in a bit, chaps.
I shall set the timer.
Okay.
Is that their Skyrim in space? I don't know. Bethesda are funny that way because all of a sudden they'll do a little something and then they'll just go, "Oop, there it is." It's my gosh, that's like forever, isn't it? Yeah. I want them to do Daggerfall remake because you could climb walls. Yeah, what you do is you'd steal boots and hide them on roofs. Loved it. That was the entertainment back in the day of
I never
hiding
played
boots
Daggerfall.
on buildings.
That was before my time, I think.
Oh,
I
Daggerfall.
got scared because I kept getting chased by these ghosts every time it got dark.
I played Morrowind. I jumped in at the Morrowind level.
Hmm.
Was it Arena? Was it Arena after? Or was
Yeah,
it before?
no,
No, Arena was the very first
yeah.
one.
Right. Okay.
If you go to GOG, they've got them all. I've got them all from there.
Yeah, me too. And the Eye of the Beholder ones.
Mm.
I'm back. Is everybody else back?
I
Yes.
think
Yeah.
we are.
Awesome stuff. All right, let us continue then. So, you spend a couple of hours taking us to about 9 p.m. at night in the company of Toaster. As darkness sets in, is there anything particular you want to do?
Go
Nope.
to bed.
I was wanting to take this this chappie to
the constable.
Garrold.
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay. You can indeed take them to Garrel.
I'm going to explain the situation to Garrold if he's at home.
Yeah, so you're greeted by an elderly man. When I say elderly, sort of, he's in his early 50s. Still handsome, mop of thick black hair, a very lean, muscular 6-foot frame, but that's not to be unexpected for a carpenter. He has 2 large mastiffs that don't leave his side. He seems to be both equally equipped at wielding a hammer and other carpenter's tools as he is wielding a weapon.
Gerald, we were told by Tauster that you are the constable of this town, and we have someone you'd like to meet.
Do you?
We were waylaid on the way here in a small farmstead, an hour and a half away from this town, by a few of this gentleman's friends. We captured this one, but sadly we could not capture any more as we had to dispatch them.
Oh, well, that is unfortunate. Thank you for bringing this one to me.
They were pretending to be injured, and I went to help one, and they pulled a knife and tried to stab me.
A classic bandit trick.
Really? Do people often do that? L'Oreal looks around slightly naively.
Some do. Some do. They find it's easy to waylay merchants and then ambush them, take their goods, and be off with them before they can react.
It's terrible.
The strangest thing I found was that when they found out some of us were spellcasters, they wanted to keep us alive.
Did they say why?
No, that's why we brought this one to you in the hope that we saved him in the hope that you could maybe find out why.
He asks you to follow him back from his sort of house down to this kind of building here, which he unlocks, and inside there are a number of cells. He kind of ceremoniously dumps the guy in, sticks like a wooden flagon of water in there, a bowl for whatever purpose, sort of like a bedpan in there, closes the door. He says, well, if the gentleman wakes up in the morning, I shall ask him a few questions and see what I can get from him.
L'Oreal winces and says, watch the bandages, he may get infected.
I will do that.
Do I believe him?
Insight check.
That's a good point. I will try and do that. If I do that, it won't do the right thing because we're on the party screen, so I'll open my character. Ooh, I
As
think
far
it
as you can
crashed.
tell, he seems genuine. Genuine. You get the sense that he'll do everything he can to prevent him from dying while in his custody. But at the same time, he isn't going to go out of his way
To help a bandit.
to help a bandit.
No, that seems fair.
We're concerned with asking him questions because Tauster's apprentice has disappeared.
Oh, the young Jeleneth?
My mic's still open. 1 sec.
Yeah, we think it's linked.
Tauster said she'd spent a couple of weeks at her family up at Brushwood and was late returning. The same road that we came into town by.
I remember Tauster saying that she'd gone back to visit her family, something to do with an elderly grandmother. Well, I can't say I've seen her about town, about Noltec recently, so you going to see if you can find her?
We intend to.
Well, I think Tauster secretly would be very happy if you did that, and we would be very happy if you did that on behalf of Noltec. I'd go myself, but sadly, and what you've noticed is that he does walk with a limp, quite a severe limp on his left side. And he sort of says, well, he kind of taps his left leg. He says, unfortunately, my adventuring days are over, long over. I took an arrow to the knee.
We knew it was coming.
Love it.
Yes, those injuries can be very, very bad if they're not treated well immediately.
Yes. I suppose one advantage of such an injury is it gives me an early warning when the weather turns.
Best brown paper and paraffin oil, I believe, helps with that.
Oh, interesting. I'll try that one. I've tried a few other things, but none are often keep the pain at bay for long.
If you apply it when you first feel it coming on, it should ease the ache.
Oh, well, give it a go. Fortunately, I've not had any recently. I think we're in for some good weather in the next couple of weeks.
That's
You
very
watch
good
it
to know.
piss it down tomorrow. As the
Right, so-
RNG decides the weather is going to be bad.
One of our friends has some weather dice, which is lovely.
Right, so we will head to the inn and we'll come back in the morning just to see if he's working up.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. You head back to the inn. You finish off the evening with more ale, more food, more conversation. Houster takes his leave, promises that by tomorrow he will have written you an introductory letter to both Cooper, which, by the way, is spelled Kuiper, not Cooper, for those of you who are taking fastidious notes, and to Father Reginald Bird, Baird, who is the head cleric of St. Teragnis. Sorry, not Terrigan. It's Teragnis. Terragnis. And with that, he takes his leave of you.
Okay.
Anything you wish to do this evening before we fast forward through a long rest?
No, eat, drink, but not overly because we're on the tab.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's free, you don't drink as much. That's always a way.
As always, when the local band finishes playing, Keldar gets up and let's see how good a night he has.
Oh dear.
Ooh.
We're not with him.
It's not that kind of
Ooh.
town.
I guess they're not as interested in the progressive music that Kelgar is trying to play.
I play
Yes.
both kinds, country and
Yes.
western.
He's broke a few strings there, I think.
Yes, he doesn't have a good evening, and you're quite surprised by how bad a night of playing he has. And by the end of it, he has an empty cup.
Is it like the Blues Brothers?
It's got the
Yes, I
chicken
was
wire.
just thinking of that.
Yeah, exactly.
I,
Okay,
I console him, saying they just don't appreciate your genius, Kelgar.
everybody take a long rest.
Ooh.
And we will advance ourselves to the 20th
Do I tick new day?
of Flower Bloom.
I suppose yes, I suppose you do, in a sense, because it is a new day. Isn't it?
Yeah, tick new day.
Has that done that? Which is right.
Shouldn't I have got all my hit dice back?
Yeah.
No, you will get half of what you spent. You always get half back.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not increased my hit points. That's a bit strange.
I wish I could get D&D Beyond to do that.
Is that... Do I need to spend... I'm confused now. I thought a full rest you go to full hit points. Am I wrong?
You should do.
Yeah, mine's not playing dice.
Okay, I'll rejig it.
Hold
20.
on.
I've rejigged it. There we go. That's a bit strange.
No, there we go. It's my pop-out windows playing silly buggers. Yep, all good.
Right, again, just click on that one in the character, see if that works. There we go. Okay. Right. Have we any idea where we're going to go today to try and find this this apprentice? Have we got any sort of leads, or are we going to
Yes, we're
interrogate?
going to head to the temple and speak to them, and then maybe head to see Cooper to the east of them.
Okay.
Well, I think
I
first
guess
things
we should
first.
try and question this chappie first.
Exactly. Yeah, just go to Gerald again and see what he knows if he's woken up this person.
So you spend an hour having breakfast. The breakfast is okay. Fresh breads, cheeses, meats, bits of fruit, ale, water, that kind of thing. Not the best that you've had. The bread's slightly stale, slightly crusty. The cheese is a little rindy, but it's palatable and beats trail rations for sure.
A good meal. Oh, shall we head to the
Constable's place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Geralt.
Gerald.
Geralt, is it Gerald? Sorry.
Gerald.
Gerald,
Garyld, I think.
What, The Witcher?
That's Geralt. But yeah.
Geralt, the carpenter. Stroke constable.
Are you going to the sort of the jailhouse or to his house?
His house first.
Okay.
I believe it's partly on the way, isn't it?
As you pass the jailhouse, there appears to be a man stood outside the door, short sword, sort of a tabard with what you guess is Noltek's kind of village symbol on the tabard. Seems to be wearing a mishmash of leather armor.
Hello there, sir. Can we help you?
No, move along. Militia stationed here. We have a prisoner under Gerald's orders, gentlemen, madam. So please move along.
Oh,
Yes, we brought him in last night.
Did you indeed? Well, so that may be, but without authorization from Gerald, I cannot give you permission to enter.
Don't see that being a problem. We'll head and get him.
Very good. I will wait for your authorization.
I nod and smile and head off towards Gerald's house.
Gerald is already up and about in the workshop part of his house. You can hear some hammering, some sawing of wood. And as you kind of go round to the back of the house, he's kind of there, shirt off. You can see his lean body, muscles, and he's kind of sawing away at a large piece of wood. Over to one side, you can see him. He seems to be making a table of some sort.
L'Oreal takes a few coy glances.
Your God is watching.
Greetings and good morning.
He kind of glances over. Morning, gentlemen, madam, sir.
Our eyes virtually on her feet. L'Oreal says, "Good morning, Gerald."
Yes. If you don't mind, I've just got a couple of things to finish here, and I'll give you my attention. And he kind of turns back and he continues to saw, flexing his muscles as he does so. Then he grabs a hammer and he hammers in a couple of sort of wooden sort of nails, if you like, into the structure to keep it together. And then he kind of reach over, grabs a cloth, kind of wipes his forehead, and he turns, grabbing his linen shirt from the back of a chair, pulling it over the top of his over his head as he does so. So, how can I help you today?
We wondered if...
Can I sell you my quarterstaff, please?
Well, L'Oreal steadies herself on Medistra's shoulder, holding onto it.
We wondered if the prisoner has woken up yet, or if he's said anything, or...
Well, he's a sullen one, that's for sure. He'd woken up earlier on today. Seemed uninterested in talking.
That's a shame.
Perhaps
Would
if I spoke nicely to him.
I can help along as well.
By all means, if you wish. Yes, come on.
Was-
I'll take you down because I think Elston is a little bit too enthusiastic at his job.
Oh, is that his name? Bless him. He's very good at his job.
Very, very dutiful. Yes.
I've got a question for the group here.
Mm.
Wouldn't the medallion of thoughts be very handy right now?
Very possibly. I haven't decided what to do with it yet.
It doesn't mean someone's got to tune it, don't they? So they've got
Well, it won't be very useful very now, right this minute then. But
I'm sure I can help.
Can I ask a question about this particular is it amulet? Is it one of these things that recharges after a day?
Yeah, it says so on the instructions.
Yeah, recharges every
Oh,
day.
sorry. Is it in the party loop?
Yeah.
Let me have a quick look. Where's the?
yeah, we should have achieved that last night. Never mind.
Who's got high charisma?
Probably Medistra or myself.
Mm.
Would you
I've
like
only
to
got a
take it,
plus-
Maddie?
Yeah, I've only got a +5 on my intimidation.
Well then, I think maybe you should take this.
+5 on your what?
Holy wow!
I've got a +5 on my persuasion.
Oh, that's good. Well, you can assist.
Good cop.
It was
bad cop.
+5 anyway. Yeah, +5.
Exactly. Good cop, bad cop.
Mhm.
I've only got +2 on everything.
After being bullied and ostracised all my life, intimidation does work. Especially when you wake up staring to a face like mine.
Well, let's go and see this unfortunate bandit.
You head back down the road in the company of Garrel, arriving at the jailhouse. Elston kind of gives off a crisp salute as Garrel arrived. And Elston kind of Garrel kind of goes, "Ah, no need for that. No need for that. These good people have authorization to speak to the prisoner." Elston kind of looks you up and down and, "Very good, sir." And he pulls out a kind of a key from around a chain on his neck, and he kind of lifts it over his head, puts it in the door, unlocks it, and pushes the door open. "Oh, fuck," he says. And he rushes inside.
I'll rush right on behind him.
The bandit is covered in claret.
Why would someone pour wine all over this poor bandit?
Yeah, go for Shiraz or something like.
Yeah, I know. It's just
It's a nice Merlot.
Valaro or something. You know.
No, he's covered in blood.
Oh,
quick! Get the door open.
Trickling down under the
Elston.
under the door.
Elston, what you were supposed to be keeping an eye on this man. What's happened?
Open the door. Let me to him.
Elston kind of fumbles, his hand kind of shakes as he kind of pulls the latch on the door and opens it up.
And I'll rush over to the bandit naively again.
Can I run round the back of the jailhouse?
Yep.
In case there was a grate that you can see into his cell.
Yeah.
And
There doesn't appear to be. And on this side, what you can see is both of a splint of wood has been shoved into his neck.
Is he dead?
He has no pulse. We double check with the medicine roll.
I can double check with the medicine roll. That is very true.
The medicine roll.
Let me see.
Wood. Interesting.
We happen to have a
Is-
cupboard in here.
Is it still warm?
He's still warm.
Well, not with that medicine roll.
As far as you can tell, he's dead. The piece of wood, the splint, and looking around, it looks like he's basically smashed the wooden jug. There's a mixture of water and blood in a corner amongst splinters of wood. And give me investigation checks. I'll see if you can piece it together.
Is it all of us, or is that just?
You can't all fit inside the cell,
Okay.
so
That's
I
fine.
will allow one person to lead, and then everybody else can effectively allow that person to roll with advantage.
Oh, it's a party. Sorry, what am I
Don't
doing?
roll as the party, roll as off your character.
And with advantage.
Staring around, L'Oreal says, "Could he have killed himself?"
I rolled that last week. 2 twos.
Yeah.
2 little ducks.
Unbelievable.
The piece of wood in his neck does look very similar to the shards of wood on the floor, which sort of, when you squint, resemble the wooden jug that had been given with water in it.
And good gods, what could make a man do this to himself?
Can we find out whether or not he's done this or somebody else has done it? Is there a way? This is a question open to the party. Is there any way we can find out whether or not it's self-inflicted by looking at the actual wooden splinter, or?
Well, to my novice eyes, somebody would have to break in, break the bowl, stab him in the neck, and then get out again without Elston here knowing.
Not
Nobody's come
necessarily.
through here. Been quiet.
There could be magic at work. I'm gonna start casting a detect magic ritual.
Were his hands bound or not?
No, he'd been untied when you
Untied,
dumped
that's
him in the
right,
cell. Gerald had untied him and just left him in there to sleep off the unconsciousness.
Okay. I mean, that's a fair point in terms of magic, whether he was charmed into doing something like that.
Elston, did you hear any noise? I mean, if somebody's broken this jug here, you must have heard something.
He shakes his head. He looks at you. He says, "No, I didn't hear anything. Not in the last half hour or so. I only got on duty." And then he kind of looks a little bit embarrassingly at Gerald.
Yes.
Gerald says, "Yes. Well, the wife kept me at home for a bit longer than she should have done. So I didn't actually get on duty at 7 like you asked. I only came on 25 minutes ago."
Did she make you make her cocoa?
That's a euphemism if I've heard
He
one.
looks at you a bit bewildered. What is this cocoa you speak of?
It's an exotic drink.
Something hot and sweet.
He does not like hot and sweet drinks.
Okay.
Did you check on him when he got here? Was he awake or was he? Did you look through the bars?
He looks between you and Gerald, and Gerald just goes, "You're dismissed, Elston." Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. And you see him kind of.
As he's walking. As he's walking
he
away.
kind of goes, "So I'm not going to get paid then?" And Elston
Nope.
just goes, "We'll discuss this later, Elston." And Elston kind of, you watch as he dejectedly walks back into the main part of the town.
Yeah. Can I wave at him goodbye?
I'd like to mutter, "You didn't even check your ward when you got here."
He just kind of goes, he flushes red and kind of walks off without looking back.
Okay.
Gerald, good work. Good help is hard to find, sadly. Youth is no replacement for experience.
Yes, that is
Well-
true.
Maybe a lesson learned. Maybe he'll improve.
Well, we could have done with interrogating him. Do you not have means to interrogate this one?
I don't think detect thought works on a dead body.
If I knew how long he'd been like this, I could possibly stabilize him. But I mean, we've been here a while.
There is nothing magic in the area.
So I can't sense anything, any lingering aura. He may have done it himself.
I remember saying death save around is what 6 seconds or so, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't take long.
No, exactly.
There wasn't any blood on the guard that just left.
Where's a necromancer when you knew one?
No, there was no blood on the guard.
Just gonna say we could have. Okay.
It's a good job I dual spec'd.
I think we're just gonna have to assume that he just decided to kill himself to not reveal any information.
What kind of fear or control must someone have to make a man kill himself?
Well, fear of something worse than us, or something. Maybe they had something over his family, or
Can I just ask whether or not there's obviously is there bars like a window on the other side or something?
No, there was no window.
There's no window.
Rage had already run outside and checked the back of the
Okay.
guardhouse. This
So
particular cell doesn't have a window.
Okay, right.
right. Well, Gerald, we'll go and we're going to go to Toysters now to get some documentation of him, and then we'll go to the temple and we'll ask around there. But if we find anything else out, we will tell you. We will be back.
He nods. Thank you. I'm interested in that very question that you posed, madam. What could hold such fear over this individual that he would have chosen to take this route?
If you should warn any travellers going north that the roads may not be safe, especially for those with any magical ability. Until we return, hopefully we'll be back soon with some more news for you.
He nods. Oh, spread the word. I best keep an eye on Tauster then, hadn't I?
Please.
I have a feeling he can take care of himself, but that would be good as well. He is a little older.
And to be fair, I've kind of a warm spot for Tauster. He's a lovely gentleman.
He raises an eyebrow at this. He has his quirks. He has his uses. Let's just say we don't get many raiders coming through Noltec too often. And those that do often end up at the wrong end of Tauster's magic.
Which is how it should be.
We should make haste. I'd hate to think if this kind of fanaticism was in these bandits, I'd hate to think what they might do with whoever they capture.
Should we see about getting some horses and leave my cart here for the time being?
I believe there is a stable in town.
That's what I was thinking.
You probably need a bigger cart. Our loot is overflowing, apparently.
No, the cart is fine at the inn. We'll just pay extra to keep it there.
Oh, then might I suggest one or two of us go to see Telstar and the others head to the stable?
Yes.
Okay.
Diddly-lee. Okay.
After when you arrived, those of you who go to see Tauster, he kind of you knock on the door. Yes, who is it?
I'll let you go, Maddie. If I'll go to the stables. Or-
Sure. Yep. Hello, Toaster. It's I, Medistra. We met last night. You were kindly enough to treat us to a lovely meal and drink.
He narrows his eyes at you. You sure you're not from the guild?
Oh, bless you. You said the same thing yesterday. We were coming here to see if you heard anything from your assistant, your apprentice, Jelena.
No, she has not returned, that silly girl. She's obviously got herself lost. Or maybe she's taken a detour to Cooper's. Or she stopped off at the church. Tell her to stay away from such things. It's of no use in her studies.
Toaster.
Oh, yes. You're the tiefling from yesterday, aren't you?
That's right. You were going to give us 2 letters for the one for Cooper's farm and one for the church.
Yes. And he toddles off back into the house and comes back with 2 wax-sealed pieces of parchment, kind of neatly folded over, sealed with wax.
Thank you, sir. And you've heard nothing since, I'm assuming.
I have not.
No. Well, just to let you know, the prisoner we brought in touch with Gerald seems to have taken his own life.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yes, we thought so. We went to go question him this morning.
Do you have magics to bring him back?
Sadly not. I could have stabilised him, but I could not bring him back from the dead, I'm afraid.
Oh, well. Can you make him talk? I've heard that I can't. It's beyond my capabilities, but I've heard that some are able to make him talk or make dead people talk.
That is beyond my ken. Aside from maybe putting my fingers against his lips and mimicking. But
That
no,
would be entertaining, he says.
it would be. But I'm
Though
not
a
a
little bit
puppeteer.
gruesome, wouldn't you say?
L'Oreal would be horrified.
Got Nick here.
Maybe he says maybe Semheist has the ability to do such a thing.
Senheist? I've not heard of the man.
Oh yes, he's that young upstart priest in the temple, other side of town.
Oh, is this the Temple of Thor?
That is the temple of Thor. Yes.
Why, thank you, sir. We have a friend who was there yesterday. He may be able to help.
Well, I wouldn't hold your breath, but it's worth a try, I suppose.
Well, I won't hold my breath as long as our prisoner is.
No. He looks at you and a slight smile crosses his face as he gets the joke.
Well, good day, sir, and thank you for your help, and we will do our best to try and find your apprentice.
Bring Jeleneth back to me. I do miss her company, even though she does annoy me at times with her slowness.
No, we will definitely try to find her.
Switching back to the stables.
Sure.
Yes.
You are greeted by a sort of a ragged looking man, sort of in his mid-30s, just shy of 6 foot. There are a number of dogs running around in sort of the pen behind the kennels. Yeah, he's currently feeding them meat of some kind.
Let me guess, lamb.
Yeah, probably.
Good morning. Hello there.
Hello.
Do you run the stables here?
I do. But yes, I run the stables.
Um, a few of my companions and I are looking to purchase horses. Perhaps you could help.
He kind of glances over at each of you.
I'm taking a look at the dogs as well.
Well, I'm not sure that you're able to ride horses. Have any of you got experience riding such beasts?
Ridden one once or twice.
Have you? Show me. Come.
Okay, I will head over towards the stables.
I've ridden horses. Rage says.
How do I know if I do have that or not?
You've probably ridden ponies.
Is that an actual skill?
Look at the dogs, and I was looking at Amber and thinking,
Well, if they're mastiffs, I can probably ride a mastiff.
They are mastiff size, but I think you still count. Do you count as small?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
small. I'm half.
Yeah. Mastiff would be medium, so yeah, you could probably ride one.
might be better just to get you a small horse.
Though they're not necessarily trained as mounts.
No, they wouldn't be. Yeah. No, I think I'd
He
prefer a.
takes you around the back and he sort of says, "Well, this old nag here is Bessie. She'll do for you, I suppose."
I'll say, I'll kind of frown and say, we may be travelling some hard miles. As lovely as a horse she is, perhaps we may need to see something with a little more stamina.
Can Rage make an animal handling check?
Yeah, of course you can.
Would you like to have a small prayer and some assistance with that?
I think get my count sheet up. Bear with it.
A C should get it up.
I think it does party when I press C.
Brings the party up. I've got it.
Oh, yeah, it does, isn't it? Yeah.
I'll just be making a roll. It's okay.
Yeah, it's a horse. You have no idea how good or bad it is at the moment.
Having a look around the rest of the stables, are there any that look a little better cared for?
It's not that this one looks uncared for. It doesn't look particularly fast.
I think if you describe a horse as old,
Yes.
it's never a good start.
Oh.
This is the horse that is kind of introducing you to is more of a sort of a shire horse, plough horse, than a fast riding horse.
I'll say we are looking to travel. Not to. No offense, she looks very strong, but we don't need to plough a field.
Well, let's see if you can ride her first. If you can ride her, then we can talk business. If you can't ride her, we're not talking business. Don't let my animals go to anybody, especially people I don't recognize.
A fair point. Rage, perhaps you can show him your capabilities.
I can try. Okay. I'm assuming it's saddled. If not, it'll need saddling.
He's saddling it at the moment, yeah.
I'll help him saddle it.
Okay. All right.
I'll say to him, you have some lovely hounds back there. Do you keep those as well?
I breed them. Yeah.
Are they for hunting or are they for guard dogs?
Both. I can teach them commands to do both.
Wow, a man of many talents.
He just nods at you.
Okay,
Well,
once I've set all the stuff up, check the stirrup length, that it's correct for my leg length and whatnot, I'll mount and just trot it around, not doing anything not do anything crazy. I'll just trot it around.
All right. And give me an animal handling check.
Hopefully.
When it actually allows me to do it, now, isn't it?
Yay,
I'll expect that.
decent roll tonight.
The horse is in pretty decent condition. Even for an, in quotes, old girl or an old nag, it's not sprightly because it is a more of a workhorse and more of a plough horse than a dedicated fast riding horse. But looking around, the other horses that he has are light horses, and it's unlikely that they would take your weight anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say, to be honest with you, this is closer to something that a knight would ride.
Yeah.
So this is probably something I'd need.
Yeah. And the after a little bit of stubbornness, a little bit of coaxing from you, and kind of remembering, or not remembering, but instinctively, it seems to come back to you how to handle a horse.
It's like I said I knew how to ride a horse. I have, and that was there, but I've not done it since I've awoke.
Yeah, you have
I've
no
always been
idea.
on foot. I don't know why I said that.
You see the natural edge.
And yeah, within 2 or 3 minutes, you got it trotting around the paddock, and it's compliant, docile, well trained, and pretty well kept.
She's a good mare.
Here's a fine one.
I'll dismount.
So, you say you want to buy some?
Yeah, so it depends on how many animals you have available. One.
It's a bit rubbish. A bit of a rubbish roll, wasn't it? Well, I've got that one. Set you back 80 gold. And I've got 2 more.
Ouch.
80 each. But if you take all 3 plus the tack, I'll do it for 220.
I'm doing some maths. That's a 20 gold discount. It's not too bad.
Plus tack, remember.
Have anything more my size?
What's the speed of a horse? Just out of a question. In terms of, is it about like 60 feet or something?
It's 60 feet, isn't it?
Is it?
I think it's on the general player knowledge, isn't it?
Yeah.
Presume 150 by horse, etc., and higher is at a fairly fast pace that you wouldn't be able to maintain for
A
traveling.
riding horse is a 60-foot and a 60-foot movement.
Okay. Gotcha. Right. Okay.
So you would be able to cover 10 miles on the road, 5 miles on the plain. So you'd be able to cover nearly 40
double
miles
hour.
a day.
Yeah, double hour traveling pace if we were all mounted.
Yeah. He looks over at you and kind of sizes you up and down. He says, "Well, I've got a small pony." And my mouse has just died, which is not good.
How much do I think Ember probably weighs?
How much does he think you weigh? 60, 70 pounds?
How much is that in stone?
I have no idea.
That's 45 stone.
Which would be the weight of a sort of a maybe a
dog.
7-8-year-old, right?
Yeah, halflings are only diddy though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's in the description of halfings, isn't it? I'm
Mhm.
told that pick that.
Because I play nothing as
Ember
well,
would be
so
able to ride the plough horse, the Shire horse, with somebody else.
I could probably, or either double up with me because I weigh very little as well,
Or double up with you, yes.
at worst. So we could can't all mount. We've got one horse already in cart, but that's not really a riding horse, is it?
No, that's more of a that's
Transportation.
Is there any point in us buying too many mounts if we can't all get mounted?
Use the one as a pack horse. You ditch the cart.
I was going to say, do we need the cart? Because we've done the.
We've carried the heavy chest, haven't we? And we only really got that because we couldn't get enough horses to
I mean,
cover us all anyway.
Mm.
I mean, it is slowing us down in terms of using the cart.
Maybe
Yes,
sell the
it's
cart
tough.
here, and I'll take the horse from the cart.
Is it worth?
It won't be
going
the
down
best
route of-
ride, but it'll suffice.
Yeah.
So they weigh about £40. 3 feet tall and weighing £40.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah, about 3 stone.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably weigh about 6-7 stone. So between us, we're one person.
Um,
Just as nice as these mounts are, maybe Rage might want to pick up the larger mount just because it's possibly more suitable.
Yeah,
The thing is, we can't go faster because there's 7 of us.
Well, that's my point. So I don't know whether we just look to get a suitable mount for Rage because this probably is a pretty heavy horse that you may not get somewhere else as easily. But
well,
I
we'd
think
Sticklestead is known for
true.
mounts, so we'd be able to.
Oh, definitely. But
Yeah,
I think
maybe
if
get
we can,
yeah.
if we can take these 3 for 200, perhaps with tack.
I'll try and bargain him down, mentioning that there are a number of us, and we are thinking of heading to Sticklestead soon, so it would need to be a very good price to tempt us.
Give me a persuasion check.
I'll try while I get my character sheet open. Not great, but not terrible. 14,
Where'd you get 1d4 as well?
because I'm saying a prayer for myself as I is.
is it guidance? Is it?
Yes, yeah.
Well, look. Slow pickings selling these things. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you them for 200. But that's my last offer.
How much is in the party loot? We've got
6, 9 something. I say you're most gracious. Perhaps I could give you 205 for a bit of good feed and some brushes.
Right, deal.
That's pretty reasonable.
So
I will
we'll
hand
present
over.
you with effectively 3 riding horses, but one of them is suitable for Rage to ride.
Awesome.
Stat wise, though, they all count as riding horses.
Yeah, we're taking that out of the party loot, yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
So I'll be 492.
also got that stuff that we can sell out of the party if there's anywhere that would buy.
Oh yeah, we've got that loot, all those crossbows.
Mhm.
You have.
And 6 leather.
I think Sticklestead might be the better place to sell it anyway.
I was thinking the same for that.
Quite possibly, but if there's a little bit of money here, and they have to buy in their leather goods and stuff, they won't have it to hand, so it'll be rare. So we might actually get a decent price if there's anybody that will buy it.
Yeah.
So there's the general goods. There's the general goods place.
I do point out that we probably shouldn't spend the day bartering when someone perhaps is in danger.
We're not going shopping at a mall.
Let's do a montage.
Okay, well, thank you for the horses.
Yeah. It might be worth going via the stores anyway to see. I could do with like replenishing some arrows.
Okay.
What was that?
Big horse.
I wasn't. Kaiju.
Kaiju horse. Okay, you're going to go back to. You're going to swing by Rastifer's store.
It's number 8, I think, on the map.
It
Yes.
is, yeah. It's quite a big building, opposite the main entrance in towards the market area. You enter this room, this building, and you're kind of taken aback. It's a very odd place. Hanging from the ceiling, there appears to be all kinds of strange things: partridge tail feathers, smoked eels, a bag of cheese, meat hooks, leather strapping, wooden sled hanging precariously over the kind of the desk. Amongst that, there is also all kinds of general goods. The one thing that you don't see in here are weapons of any kind or armor.
Okay.
You're greeted, though, by a pair of hounds, similar to the ones that you've already seen at the stables and basically at Nafton's place. A scarecrow-like figure with a wild mane of grey hair, perturbed eyes. As you kind of come over to him, and he kind of looks up at you and, hello,
Good day.
can I help you? And as he does so, you just get this smell as though a small rodent has crawled into his mouth and has died.
Oh,
Can I help you today?
Do you have any arrows?
I don't sell weapons. You need to try the armory or the smith. Same thing, really.
Okay.
So you won't want to buy any weapons or armor either, then, I guess.
No. I'd buy exotic things, but not weapons or armor.
What kind of exotic things do you...
Well, anything that's exotic and unusual. I like unusual things. I sell unusual things.
Do you sell parrots?
Parrots. Oh, I've not had a parrot for a while. Would you like me to get you a parrot?
well, now you've offered. Yeah, of course.
Sorry.
It may take a couple of weeks, but I can certainly put out the next merchant that I'm expecting through. I can leave word with him and see if he can secure me a parrot.
Does he talk?
You want to talk? You're pulling my leg, aren't you?
Slightly, yes.
I don't like time wasters in my shop. Buy something or leave.
Okay, I'll turn around and walk out.
Sell parrots.
Rude man. Anybody else gone in with him?
For the record, no, I've not got into this job.
I don't want to go in case I find one of those little sticks, like a spinny thing where the wind blows and it spins round.
Do you want to try and do you want to go over to the smithy then and sell your equipment that you've got stashed on your cart? You're greeted by a rather large, well, say man, but he can't be older than about 18. 6'5". How tall's Rage?
Not far off that. Let's have a look. 6'6".
Ooh, big lad.
So Rage. For the first time in a while, you look almost at eye level at this lad as he kind of stops what he's doing and can I help you?
We have goods to sell.
I like a man that's straight to the point. Show me your goods and I'll tell you what we'll buy them for. If we will buy them.
I'll start. It may be easier if you come out to the. I see we've got. Did we bring the wagon or is this just on the horse? They were on the
If
wagon.
need be,
They were
we'll
on the
pick
cart.
up-
They were
yeah,
on the
they're on the
cart,
cart.
weren't they? So
Oh,
Yeah.
the car, yeah.
If we could sell them, we would have taken them with us. So I would have dropped the cart.
yeah,
Yeah, 6 leather, 3 breastplate, 4 light crossbows, 3 scimitars, 3 hand crossbows. Oh, I'll take a hand crossbow actually.
Thought somebody had.
I think some of us were considering it, but then we realised actually hand crossbows are specific proficiency
Yes.
that we didn't have.
Yeah,
Which
that's right.
I do have proficiency in hand crossbow.
There you go then.
it's yeah.
That'll be 20 gold then, please.
How many breastplates?
3. We did have 4, but Kelgar's wearing one now.
Oh crap! I just transferred all 3. I only wanted
Yeah,
one.
just reduce one. Okay.
Yeah, but how do I move? How do I move just
Well,
one?
no, because you're going to be deleting them in a minute if you sell them, so don't worry about it too much just yet. He looked at all of the goods. Well, got to say, some of this is not in the best condition.
Ah, but that's where you'll make your money, surely. I'm sure you'll have these tidied up in no time.
Jeepers.
I think it's likely that the guy's probably not got enough money to be honest with you. But
Quite expensive breastplates, aren't they?
and,
Or at least
and
brand
heavy
new.
crossbows.
Yeah, well, yeah. Heavy crossbows are probably. That's what I was thinking. Maybe we'd be better off in the other place, but a city, we're much more likely to find a bigger smithy.
It's only a village, isn't it? So you're not gonna.
He looks at you almost depreciatingly and sort of says, I'll be honest, as much as I'd like to be able to buy this all off you, I don't think we can afford it.
Perhaps one or two of the breastplates. I'm sure that either the town guard or oh crap, my brain is shit for names today. Apologies for swearing. Perhaps Darius Carmen or some of his men would be interested.
Well, Darius
Think-
funds this place. Doesn't fund it well enough.
What was the armor that the guard was wearing?
Leather.
Leather.
Leather. Okay.
Well, if you can't afford it all, then if you'd like to purchase any, give us an offer on what you would like to purchase.
I've got this beautiful quarterstaff you could buy off me.
You really want to get rid of that quarterstaff, don't you?
Yeah.
Is it a halfling size quarterstaff? Because that's what
It
we know as a stick.
Yeah, a walking stick.
Yeah.
I
You know
think-
what? I could take. He says, "I'll take the maces, the scimitars, the light crossbows, the heavy crossbows from you."
Wait, we don't have any maces, do we?
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
Mm.
But it's not in the party thingy.
I'll take the leather off you. I'll take one of the breastplates off you, and I'll offer you 500 gold.
Hmm.
What do you have for my little friend here, maybe to sweeten it, that you could give to her? She's after some better armour than what she's wearing.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking for a studied leather armor.
He looks you up and down. Well, I'll be honest, I don't cater for your folk very often, so I don't have anything off the shelf.
Okay.
But we could make some custom for you. Call it 50 gold. I could throw that in. It'll take maybe 3 days.
We are coming back here, aren't we? Oh, yeah, we are. Yeah. Yes. Could you do that for me, please?
Yeah. Strip off.
Wait,
Hold your
what?
hands out.
Ember, you need to take your
What?
measurements, and I will turn away.
Oh,
Chair, did you say you wanted some studied as well?
Yeah, I don't know whether or not this guy
Oh.
can help us though in
Well,
terms of.
you may have your size off the shelf.
Exactly.
I do
yes.
indeed, and he points to a mannequin at the back of the room that has a somewhat dusty set of studded leather.
Could I check the quality? Is it standard quality? Or is
Standard
it-
quality, nothing special about it. Nothing. It's not shit quality. It's not
It's just
masterwork quality. It's standard
standard
studded leather
studded
armor.
That could I ask him if I could try it on, see if it fits okay?
He glances at you, glances at the armor, glances back. It'll fit, trust me, but sure. Now, don't be shy, lady. Just strip off to your smalls and I'll take your measurements.
I don't need to strip off that much. I'm still wearing my jerkin. Not joking. That's food.
No, it is a jerkin. You're right. Your leather jerkin.
Yeah. Well, I've got normal clothes on underneath my other armor anyway, so fine. You can take the measurements.
Okay. And he gets a piece of knotted rope and you hold your hands out and he measures one arm, he measures the other arm. How much, he sort of looks at you up and he says, how loose would you like the sleeves? In fact, would you like sleeves or would you like no sleeves?
No, I definitely want sleeves because
Okay. All the way down to your wrists, halfway up your arm, loose, tight.
not so tight.
Oh, I smile at him and I nod.
Okay, I'm confused.
A
Basically,
little room might be helpful for my good friend here.
he goes through the whole process, right? So he takes your measurements, he takes you round your waist, round your chest, round your neck, round your arm, the length of your arms. And each time he measures it on a knotted piece of rope and he just counts off the knots and he writes it down on a piece of parchment, on a chalkboard actually. writes down your measurements and things, gets to your legs and he measures your legs, and he asks you questions like, do you want the sleeves all the way down? Do you want no sleeves? Do you want it tight? Do you want it loose? Legs all the way, do you want the legs all the way down to your ankles? Do you want them up to your knees? So you've got boots that take the strain, and basically a bit of padding on the rump, that kind of thing. Asks you all these kind of questions.
And I haven't got a clue what to say to not reply to those questions. I probably want it tight and full length, because otherwise, what's the point having armor in places that doesn't cover you properly, I suppose.
That's fine. You describe to the best of your ability. Ember, you're not used to being asked these kind of questions. I guess you probably never bought custom tailored armor, and he kind of writes down all your requirements, and he says, yes. Oh, hidden pouches, hidden pockets, hidden quivers, scabbards.
Yes, that would be very handy. Yeah, and definitely a room for a strap for knives. And
Okay. Would you like them external or internal? So on display or not on display?
not on display.
Not on display. Okay. And he kind of jots this all down and says, well, yeah, this is a custom piece. Less materials, but more work.
I'd like to be able to hide my hand crossbow underneath, probably attached to my wrist, maybe, or something like that.
You wouldn't be able to do that.
Okay.
I mean, your hand crossbow is still going to be about this kind of size cross by about this kind of length. So it's going to be too big for you to physically hide it inside the jacket.
Not inside, but be able to attach it to the outside of my wrist.
He can make you an attachment for it, absolutely. He can create an attachment on the cuff, if you like, that you just loop into the hand crossbow.
Right. Yeah, because then I can still use two hands properly. Well,
Just bear in mind, if you've got it dangling, it will be dangling. So it's not like it's securing it anywhere.
Well, perhaps if you added a couple of leather thongs around the elbow joint, you could tie it up to make sure it's not just jangling around all the time.
True.
Just a standard.
Yeah,
standard weapons attachment on your weapons belt. That'd do the job.
Yeah.
I think if you're looking for something like an arm attachment for an arm bow, that's something completely different.
Oh, is it? Right, okay. I thought a hand crossbow was basically
It's a
abusive.
small.
It's like a pistol.
It's like a pistol.
It's a pistol, but it's like 6 inches wide.
Okay. He takes all these measurements and well, I'm afraid I won't be able to do this in 3 days. I think it will take me closer to a week.
Right. Okay.
Now, I would charge you 55 gold in total for all of the work. However, we can offset that against some of these goods. So I would say 1 breastplate and all of your armor, and I will give you 450 gold back. So the breastplate, 1 breastplate, all of the leather armor, and all of the loose weapons that you have, plus the studded leather for Dart and the studded leather for Jet, because it does fit you, and he will give you 450 gold in return.
I vote we may as well.
Yeah. I concur.
I was going to say, can I add in the leather armor that I'm currently wearing into that, and just do a swap so that I'm wearing studded leather rather than just leather, and take the leather out of my equipment?
Yeah, okay.
Would that be okay?
He'll raise the cost and he'll give you to 455 gold.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Sounds good.
Uh,
So am I adding 455 to this total?
Yeah, delete all of your loose items bar 2 breastplates.
Let someone else do it.
Somebody else doing it.
He doesn't have a basic maul in stock, does he, by any chance?
Hold on, let me just clear your party. So that's gone.
Mr. A Mall in
That's
every
gone.
town.
Well,
That's
if I
gone.
can pick one up now, you know,
Yeah.
I can sell it and then go for my custom one later.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's true.
Gone.
What's the actual day at the moment? Because I can't see the time or the clock or the date.
Currently the 20th of Flower Bloom, so it's the last day of Flower Bloom, and it is currently 9:32 a.m.
Hmm.
Have you added the gold to your character sheet? I've deleted all the items.
I have now, yes.
Cool.
Okay. So,
Let's have a look.
I've updated my character sheet, by the way, said so.
Yeah, cool. You've updated it. All right.
Yeah. Let's just.
Rage. Above or below 50?
Below.
He looks at you. We haven't had much call for a mall, so I don't have one. I could make one for you.
That's okay. I've already got one on order. This was just in case.
Sorry, I couldn't have been of any use to you today.
No problem.
Well, my dear, your armor will be here in 5 days' time.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 7.
Oops.
It's a week. A
A
week
proper
is
working
5 days.
week. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A week
There's
is 5 days.
the 5th of Sweet Train.
Correct, the 5th of Sweet Rain.
Right. We should be.
You know, between now and the 5th of Sweet Rain, Ember will be sporting +1 studded
I
leather
know.
armor or something.
And she'll be like,
We,
buy
do we
this off
pick
me?
up somewhere? Yeah.
Well, we paid for it, so it's, yeah. It's going to look good as well.
It'll look good. Okay, your business concluded. What are you doing?
I have these 2 letters of marque now, which is what Towser gave us. So let's go to the church first, the temple.
Indeed.
Okay, we're going to head north to the temple. I'll pull you to the campaign map then.
Okay.
You head back up out on the northern road, the merchant trail back to the lost
When
that
we go
joins the lost roll.
through that farmstead, can we make sure there's been no more activity there?
Yep. The farmstead is quiet. The bodies that you left yesterday show signs of animal mauling.
Okay.
That's fine.
You didn't declare that you were doing anything with them, so animals have started to eat them where they lay.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Actually, one of them, there is a blood trail where one has been dragged off into the woods.
Is it still a really flat one against the wall somewhere?
Yeah, there is still a flat against the wall.
Flat what?
You
A
know
flat
when you've been raged.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Bandit launched. Well, it should only be another couple of miles further north.
That's right.
Shall
It'll
we-
be on our
shall we-
right hand. It'll be on our right side, won't it, as we go up?
Shall we move on?
Yes, indeed.
I'm keeping an eye out for any other signs of banditry or danger.
The journey northwards back to the Church of St. Teragnis is quiet, uneventful, in fact. And very soon sort of that mile and a half is eaten up by your travel pace. Were you taking you didn't did you buy the horses in the end?
Yes, yeah.
You did. Okay, so
Horses,
some of you
tax, some
walking,
feed, and brushes.
some of you walking, some of you riding. Then
Yes.
Yeah, we're still not going to make any faster pace, though, are we? So
no. Okay.
Just more.
So it's coming on for about midday by the time the church comes into view. It is a rather well defended church. It has a 10-foot stone wall surrounding the outside, quite a large courtyard area, gardens, seems to be fairly self-sufficient. There's a well in the grounds, etc. On the other side of the gate stands what appears to be an acolyte who, whilst wearing the robes of Mitra, definitely carries a mace in her belt.
yeah, you mentioned that they were quite a martial order, didn't you? Is that common for Mitra? I'm presuming it is, with it being the god of.
Yes, it is common for Mitra. Yeah. This is more of a this is closer to a paladin order than a.
So it's kind of a fortress monastery type
It's sort
thing.
of a small fortress monastery, nothing massive, but it's been built to be defensible. As you go up to the gates,
So I'm going to reach into my my little pouch, and I'll bring out the letter for Father Baird, and I'll give it to Loriana, sorry, and say, this is probably best if you lead from here. This is the letter that Tauster gave us.
Is it sealed?
yes,
Yes.
it is sealed.
Okay. I'm not going to break the seal. I kind of look at Magistra nervously and say, okay. Do you know what's in the letter?
Haven't a clue. And just to give you the heads up, when I got to his house, he didn't remember us.
Oh. Well, I hope he remembers us last night, although he had drank a few ales.
He drank a few ales, yes.
Is it worth reading the letter before we pass it over?
No.
It would seem rude, and
If you break the seal, they will know. Just go with it. I'm sure everything will be fine.
Okay.
with a small amount of trepidation.
I've got a picture of seal clubbing.
Small amount of trepidation, I shall approach the gate of the temple.
The acolyte kind of turns and sort of looks across the bars of the gate to you. Yes.
I nervously glance at the sky and say, "Good day."
Good day. Mitra be with you.
Thank you.
You seek succor and refreshments.
We wish to speak with Father Baird. We have a letter of introduction from Tauster.
Give me an insight check.
Okay.
Which is going to go well.
Pulls out an AK-47.
14.
There is a flicker of consternation, a flicker of sort of concern across her face as you mention that name, and she sort of says, please come inside. I will introduce you to the head acolyte, Tybalt. He can explain the situation to you. Come." And she kind of, you see her unlock the bar, the metal bar, slide it, pull the door open.
And are my friends allowed in as well?
Yeah, you're all introduced in.
Okay.
And the door closes, and you are then taken up to the church. And Bear with me a second. Whilst I do this. You enter in through the main double doors, where you are greeted by a another acolyte. This one is slightly. I don't know why there's two of them on the map. Should only be one on the map. This one is dressed slightly different. Is in sort of, whilst the other acolytes mostly have kind of white robes over top of their armor. You can see the glint of chain under their armor. All of them have maces. Some of them have. None of them have shields. They have the scales of justice proudly hanging around their necks. This one that greets you is slightly different. His vestments have given way more to red than white, and he has a shield sort of nestled in one arm, a warhammer at his belt. Again, the crest of Mitra both on the shield and around his neck.
Would I know what that means?
Give me a religion check.
I mean, one assumes it's an insignia of rank, but would I know what that is?
That is, yeah. So it's head acolyte, probably on his way to becoming recognised as a clergy, so as an actual ordained minister, if you like.
Okay.
And she kind of comes in and Tybalt. Tybalt is just double check. I think Tybalt's a dwarf, actually.
Well, recognizing that he is of some rank in the church, I'll give him
Yeah,
a
he's
small
a dwarf. He's a dwarf. Yeah.
small bow and a curtsy, politely in greeting.
So he's got a red beard. Very well. I will take it from here. Return to your post, Alice, and she kind of gives him a quick bow. Welcome, guests. Welcome to the temple, the Church of Saint Teragnis. Come. It's a little bit quiet here. We don't often entertain guests. We don't often have visitors, though we turn none away who turn up. Father Bird, you say?
Indeed, we were told he could be found here and may be able to help us with some inquiries around a missing young lady.
He slides his kind of somewhat chubby finger through the parchment seal and breaks it, and he opens the letter up and he reads it, and then he pauses and he looks at each of you.
Put my
Goes
hand
back
over
to
my
reading.
eyes.
Say again, Jet.
I put my hand over my eyes and look down.
Okay. Well, it seems Tauster speaks highly of you. Says you are people of action.
I breathe a sigh of relief.
Yes, we've faced some trouble since coming to these lands, but so far we've been, well, both lucky and, I guess, proficient. Looking at some of my other comrades, where they're tooled up with weapons and things like that.
He goes, well, perhaps this girl that's missing, tell me of her.
Jelenov, she is the apprentice of
Tauster. I remember that one name tonight, that's it.
Tauster.
Did we ascertain that she was human?
She is human, yes.
Human.
Well, I cannot say we have seen her here. An apprentice, you say?
Perhaps you know of some of the troubles on the road just to the west of here. There's been banditry.
We had
I
heard, but
presume they gave you no trouble, however.
well, I'm not sure.
We ourselves were waylaid yesterday, and we managed to capture one of these individuals, and they seem to only want to take spellcasters and wanted to kill just any warriors. But the person we captured and gave over to a constable seemed to have killed himself.
Oh, that is strange. Not
Hmm.
something we come across often unless they have been coerced or...
That was my concern as well. Either great fear or maybe some coercion or magical coercion of some kind.
It is possible. Father Bird may be able to, or could, shed light on such things. Alas, he's not here.
Do you know where he may have travelled to?
As you ask that question, you hear a cracking sound. Same as you, Jet. A crash coming from inside. It's further inside the church.
Take a step in that direction and say, what was that noise?
What's going on?
So
You kind of,
scream and point down the end of the church.
as you do so,
Mm.
two, actually no, 4 ghouls seem to rush through the door. 2 of them jump on this acolyte and drag him down, and then the other 2 grab this acolyte before it can react. And
Sorry, have they come through down those steps, or have they just
This
appeared?
door, I would have
they've
presumed.
come
this
through this
door.
door
Oh,
down,
sorry,
yeah.
sorry. Right, okay.
And as that happens, I'm going to invite you all to roll for initiative.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Is that
I-
who's sneaking as well?
RSPV.
My
Helga's
name?
jumped into the chat, but he's muted.
I think he said he was listening in, but I think
You're
Oh.
listening in.
Yeah,
Right.
listening in. Yeah, unless you're planning on going for some later on than usual, then I'll just listen in.
Well, we're about to start a fight if you wanted to join in.
Oh, okay. All right, I shall fire up the computer. The 2 ticks.
No worries.
You know when you don't want to roll your dice, but you're gonna have to.
Yeah.
I'll take that. That's pretty good.
Oh my god! I was
Just
going to say
rolled off the
welcome
1
to
as
my
well.
world,
Did you
but-
see it?
Yeah, so and that's I thought initially it was going to be 1. I was going to be like, "There, I told you so," but no, it just rolled off.
You're blown at the screen when you go.
Yes.
You know these deities? Are they they're actually in D&D Beyond, or are they just specific for this?
Specifically for this world.
For the
You'd have to build. You can add them though. You can just add the name in. It's not a problem.
And there's one imposing ghoul down the end of that corridor.
There's acolytes, so there's about 5 of them. We'll be able to take them out. We won't even get there in time.
Well, given that 2 of the acolytes seem to have just been chewed under, I'm not sure that's true.
All right.
There's a punk ghoul.
L'Oreala, you get to react first as
Is that
you
you?
watch with horror as that crashing sound happens. The door flies open. 4 ghouls rush in. 2 grab the nearest acolyte, who screams as he goes down amidst the ghouls, slashes and bites. The other acolyte turns towards the noise, only to be overwhelmed by yet 2 more ghouls.
Okay, well, the first thing I'm going to do is target my friends. It sounds worse than it is. Haha, guys are finally here. I'm trying to figure out how to target more than one.
Shift click.
And who else? Probably, maybe Maddie. As I cast Bless. If I can figure out how to cast Bless.
Who does L'Oreal follow, godwise?
Bit of Silberith, bit of something else.
Got it. Yeah. No worries.
I love it. My cat's been just nicely sleeping all night. As soon as the fight kicks off, he's crawling on my keyboard.
I love it.
Agents of Chaos.
I'll add Kel to the combat.
Hopefully that's worked. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, they seem to have got something on them. Yeah.
Yeah, they've all got bless on them.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's worked. Cool.
Fantastic.
Anything else?
I will move forward slightly. Yeah, I can move 30 feet, so I'll move down to here.
Okay, you dart forwards. The acolytes amongst you are all turning and looking somewhat shocked at what they see. Oh, sorry. Ember, you're up. Ember?
Oh, sorry, it wasn't. I've got press my press me talk button. That's. Okay, I'm going to shoot this ghoul with my short bow.
Okay. All right, roll to attack. You are in normal range. You dart forwards, take a bead on the ghoul, loose an arrow, but mistime it. The arrow slams into the wall behind the ghoul. Anything else?
As a bonus action, I can't hide behind this guy because there's a light there, isn't there?
Yeah, those lights. Yeah,
Okay, so it's not put me doing anything else.
you can hide behind the pews,
Oh, good point.
the benches.
Also, remember you can use your bonus action to make a dash action. So if you want to move again.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I will. I'll dash over here where this light doesn't seem to be on.
Is it particularly dark in here? Because I presume it's daytime.
No, it's there's no there's torches lit up anyway, so it's not dark.
I will dash over here and end my turn.
Imposing ghoul. The imposing ghoul will drag the now unconscious acolyte out of the room.
Terrible.
Rage.
Rage will move. First, Rage will rage.
Okay. Are you sure Rage will rage?
Yeah, he will rage. He rested, so that should have gone. That.
Yeah, but it ends, doesn't it? If you don't get into a fight.
Yeah, it's because you're using a macro. You're not using a proper effect, unfortunately.
Okay.
I need to figure out how to make the effect work properly.
So there, and I will hold an action that if one of the ghouls approaches me within melee, I will attack him with my greatsword.
Okay.
And the UFO hidden action site and here, hidden movement. Sorry. Oh, there we go.
Ghoul rushes forwards, out of the door, straight at this acolyte. Oh. Oh, hits the acolyte. The acolyte collapses
Oh no.
under. Oh, does he? Hold on. Yeah, with the save of that is bound to. Okay. The acolyte collapses, paralyzed again from the swipe of the I'm paralyzed on here. Yeah, from a swipe of the claws of the ghoul. Just give him that for now. Jet, you're up.
Okay. I will move forward. 5, 10, 15. Oops. 20, 25, 30, 35. And then I'll target this ghoul here.
Yep.
And then I'll fire an arrow. Let's see if I hit. Okay.
Where's the 1d4? Oh, bless.
Yeah, as nice as that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Your arrow
Uh,
strikes true.
Okay. And then that's all I can do this turn, I think, that I'm
Okay.
aware of. So I'll end turn.
Right. This ghoul darts forward to here, getting ready to strike at the back and jump on the back of this acolyte. The punk ghoul, 5, drags this unconscious one with him. 10, 15, double move. Double move. Medistra.
Yes. Right. Okay. I'm going to move. Let's get this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there. I can't. Can I do a bonus action and cast a cantrip?
Yes. Well,
Yes.
depending, the cantrip's a standard action, isn't it?
Yeah.
Most are.
Let me see if this works first. I'm definitely doing this first, no matter what. So, features. Let's see if this works. Features, and I'm looking for. That's my fire damage. Oh, what's it called? There we go. Let's see if this actually works. Did it cast?
No, you need to cast mage. Just cast mage armor. You should have
Right.
mage armor on your character
Yeah,
sheet.
I do. Yeah, I was hoping that might work. Well, it has worked. I've got 13 now rather than 10.
Oh, yes, it has worked. Cool. There you go.
13.
Yes, it's worked.
No, I can't cast anything else because that's at will.
I think Mage Arm still is it a
It's
bonus
still
or a standard?
It's
Standard.
standard, yeah.
You might be knackered then, Medi.
No worries. I will keep it at that then.
Okay.
Yes, and 10. Saving.
Kelgar.
Okay. Am I right in thinking it's only the kind of like bluish ones which are enemies? The ones like
Yeah,
the other
these
one.
ones, yeah.
Okay,
They're
right.
enemies, yeah, yeah.
Okay, all of the
I should have a different border really. I'll use the silver border for allies and good neutral people going forwards.
cool. Although that might allow us to telegraph who's good and bad. Then.
True. Yeah.
Like the obviously not farmer bandit farmers.
Yeah. Bandits,
It's not.
yeah.
Okay, I shall. No, actually, don't think I can get a straight line of sight on any of these. As a bonus action, I'm going to use Hex on the one at the back there.
Okay.
Do I still use the spell? We were running into issues with that last week, weren't we?
Yeah, just use a spell. I think I fixed it.
Cool.
At least I played with it. I think I fixed it. We'll find out in a minute.
Nothing's happening when I'm clicking the dice thing.
Okay, hold on. Right, so if you try standard roll, so if you click on the spell name and then just hit standard roll, see if that does anything.
So normally I get like a separate little pop-up with normal roll or advantage or disadvantage or something, I think, and I'm currently not getting.
You're not getting it, are you? Okay. Why is that? You should do. The macro is set up. Who you targeting? Which one are you targeting? Sorry, ping it for me. This one.
Yeah, that's the one. Ping just hold click or something. It doesn't seem to be working for me.
Yeah, just hold.
Yeah, maybe I'll just refresh and see whether that fixes things.
Right. So I've got it working for me.
Okay.
So what do you want to apply ability wise?
So Hex was what I was going to use with my bonus action.
Yep. Yeah, I've got the pop-up box to say what ability you're going to affect him.
Okay. Oh right, I see. Let's just say dexterity.
Okay. All right, that should have applied Hex on him, and on you've got it on you now.
Okay.
So I don't know why it didn't work. I don't know why it didn't work for you. I'll have to
Yeah,
check.
I've just refreshed Foundry, the whole web page, and I can now ping on the map. So maybe
Probably not
gone wrong during the load.
Okay. All right. So bonus action, you cast Hex. I don't think I used a spell slot, so you might want to remove your spell slot if that's the case.
Okay. Okay, yeah, done. I've used the pack magic slot. And then I shall cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
As I start to play the music of someone called Rob Zombie from an Almost Another World. Arcane energy coruscates down the strings of my guitar and then lashes out at the ghoul.
Okay.
Is it like Dracula or something? Or
It is Dracula.
yeah, I thought it might be.
Love
Very
that
nice.
effect.
That's
Okay.
great.
As your and look, it rolled the hex damage.
Nice.
Which is pretty
Wow,
cool.
you just annihilated that ghoul.
The ghoul is absolutely annihilated as it starts to reach down to grab the paralyzed acolyte. It's slammed backwards by the blast of eldritch energy,
That's necrotic. Sorry, didn't spot that.
necrotic energy. There we go.
Next time, sing "Living Dead Girl." Appropriate as well.
It was between Dracula and Living Dead Girl. Yeah.
Anything else, Kel?
I think that is my move bonus and standard. So that's me done. Where's the end turn button on? There it is.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35. 40. Right, it comes into here. Rage. Oh, that's his move done. It's a double move, so rage you get to attack if you wish.
I certainly do.
It's the impotent ghoul.
Can happen to anyone.
Indeed, he needs Viagra.
And just let me add my radiant.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
That should be 7, I think.
Your radiant damage is half your level, isn't it?
D6 plus half my level, so it should be D6 plus 1, yeah.
I've always applied it, so 7. Yes, camera. I did count on the desk with my fingers. Okay, the radiant damage washes over the ghoul. It reacts, but it doesn't react any, it reacts to the light and the energy, but it doesn't seem to have any additional effect on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So there. Snooty ghoul moves to here. 5, 10, 15. Grabs this guy, starts pulling him back. 25, 35, 45, 55. Gets to there. Top of round 2, L'Oreala.
Okay, so this guy's running off, basically dragging this poor.
Yeah.
And there's several already disappeared through that.
So far, they have got
is tricky.
2 acolytes with them.
Are the pews difficult terrain?
Sorry, at the end of the round, he's going to run to here. Yeah, pews are difficult terrain. He's running to here. He's running to here. He is kind of just. Oh, didn't do Kurgan, did we? Okay, Kurgan's just going to stay at the back for now, rather than get too complicated. The pews are difficult terrain if you want to cross over them. Yes.
Okay, that's a bit of a shame. Okay.
Net 20 for Kurgan's initiative. Okay.
Well, nice. Oh, this is tricky. What's the range? Let me have a look at some ranges. Oh, that's drawing an area effect. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Can I delete that? I can delete that. Yeah, there we go. There's the measurement tool. I'm gonna climb over this bench here for 10.
Okay.
I'm gonna move out of its range, so I'm assuming it's gonna attack of opportunity.
It's going to attack of opportunity against you, I'm afraid. Swings at you with its claws.
Should be in that square, really, shouldn't I?
Nat 1.
That one. Excellent. I shall move around to here. And lining up on this thing down here, I'm gonna scream out a prayer to Silvereth and launch a guiding bolt at this ghoul down the end of the corridor.
It hits the snooty ghoul.
Some pretty poor damage rolls.
Damage. I love the guiding bolt. Damage. Yeah, so the ghoul kind of reels from the damage. Snarls.
I point my hand at him and say, "Leave him alone, you fiend." And that's the end of my turn.
Ergum. We'll move. That's 20, 25 to there. Moves to there. Targets this one. And will cast Fireball. Will hit for 4 damage. Ember.
I'm going to say, someone take down that ghoul as well. I'm pointing at it.
Which one was you thinking? The one in front? This one here, you mean?
The one that's dragging that poor acolyte towards the door.
Oh, I see. I see.
It's got a guiding bolt on it as well, which gives you advantage. So maybe it might be good if Ember has a go at it. Yeah.
I can only move here, I think.
You can use your bonus action to double move, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, use bonus action move here. That go there.
This one that's dragging this acolyte away has got a glowing nimbus around it that will help you hit it.
So I got advantage.
Yep.
That means I can use my sneak attack.
It does.
Ooh, that's a shame.
Oh,
bless you.
So if you
That's twice.
Yeah.
That's twice I've rolled 2 2s today.
Mad.
You've got the
You've got,
Jetter's
you've got
knees.
inspiration.
Are you
Well,
wearing a tutu?
You do have inspiration.
That's a good point.
I'll use that then.
Do you get to roll both again, or just one?
Both again. Yeah, both again.
Nice.
let's try that again. Better,
Well,
hopefully
it
enough.
hits. It hits. But
But what?
Improbably low rolling.
yeah, improbably low rolling, but still hits.
Yeah.
Okay, your arrow strikes the ghoul. See the arrow stuck in it, delivering a lot of damage. The ghoul drops dead.
Yay!
Whoopee!
Anything else, Dart? Or is Ember done?
All right. Oh, sorry. Yeah, she's done.
Oh, I killed that ghoul off. Actually, I've been killed off. Okay. Rage. Sorry, imposing ghoul. Sorry. I'm tired again. 5, 10, 15, 20, 5. Once he gets to there.
All those guys are dead then.
Okay. Rage.
Okay, I will. To there. And I'm going to attack the one right in front of me.
With advantage.
Yeah.
Assuming you mean the one that's attacking Medistra as well.
No. I'm going to attack the other one. That's attacking
without advantage then.
without advantage, yeah.
Unless you reckless attack, of course.
No, I won't at the moment.
Nice. You hit the harsh ghoul.
Wow,
A lot of
nice.
damage. That was quite harsh, that was. The ghoul snarls at you, Rage. Turns its attention towards you.
It also gets a bit of that as well.
4 damage of 4 of that. Okay. Done.
Yep, it's me done.
Jet, you're up.
Okay. I'll move forward, so it's going to be 5, 10, and then it's 15, 20, 25, 30. I'll then draw my short sword. I'll focus on this one. Okay.
Tap it.
Short sword. Okay, so that's advantage.
Nice.
Nice. You
Okay.
slide your short sword into the ghoul's back, taking advantage of the distraction. It drops.
Okay, and then I will end my turn.
Oh, ghoul. All right. That's moved. Medistra.
Yes, I am not going to move. I'm going to look at this horrible beast in front of me, and then I'm going to cast. Oh. Yes, let's do Creds de Malfe and cast Sacred Flame on it.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, your Sacred Flame washes over the ghoul. It has some effect, but it's not a strong effect.
Not true. And with that, I shall end my turn.
A slightly different looking ghoul-like creature steps out through the door and grabs the unconscious, paralyzed acolyte.
Ooh, that's sneaky.
It's him out of sight to there. Keldar.
Okay, grabbing my shield off my back, I'm going to. Actually, this guy in front's going to be difficult terrain, isn't he? or am I not going to be able to pass him because he's close to the ghoul?
He's. You could, yeah. The ghoul is too distracted, so you could definitely drag him out of the way if you wished.
Not so much dragging him, but I just want to kind of go past him and wondering whether he's going to interfere with my movement.
Yeah. It won't. No, you won't be able to go through him, so you'll have to go round and up over the pews at difficult terrain. But otherwise, it won't stop you.
Okay. All right. The ghoul is going to get an opportunity attack on me. Then, do you want to roll that now?
Sure. With his claws for the paralysis.
I don't know whether he will actually, because he's always swung at me, hasn't he?
Is he? Oh,
Has
you're
he
right.
had his turn this? No, you're right. He hasn't had his turn this round, so it's not his turn yet. So no, he won't. He's already used his reaction.
Okay.
And in fact, if I look at if I look at the icons above him, he has already used his reaction. So
Oh, is that what the little spinny thing is?
yeah.
Oh, cool.
What's speedy?
So I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get to there.
Right.
I can't see it.
Pull yourself back a second.
Oh, okay.
Pull yourself back to wherever you'd be able to see through that door because it's a creature guarding it.
Okay. With my bonus action, I am transferring my hex onto that then.
Okay. Recast hex.
Cast it?
Yeah, recast it. Don't use a spell slot. I think it puts it twice on you, but is it doing it?
Maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah. We just have to see if you end up doing 2d6 worth of damage, in which case I'll have to figure out how to not do that.
Cool. Okay. I have gone for strength. I don't know if that's going to affect its ability to grab or not, but hey.
Okay. Yeah, it would do.
Cool.
Anything else, or is that you done?
Sorry, yeah, that's me done.
Okay. Impotent Ghoul. It is now his turn. 1 to 2. It's going to go for Medi. 3, 4 Rage. 5, 6 the Acolyte. Oh, Rage. Swings out at you with his claws. He will hit for 6 points of damage.
Ooh.
Can I get a Constitution saving throw, please, Rage? Unless you are immune.
Is that 6 half?
Say again?
Is that 6 after half, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's applied 3. It's halved it,
Okay.
applied 3. Can I get a con saving throw, DC 10, please?
This adds the bless on automatically, doesn't it?
Should do.
Should do, yeah. Nice. You feel for a second the stiffening of your body, but you dig into your sort of reserves and your resolve and kind of cast it off you. The paralysis does not affect you.
Right.
Oh, the snooty ghoul is dead. Got it. Right. I think I'm going to pause the game there at the top of round 3.
Yeah.
L'Oreal to act. The ghouls are currently trying to drag off a bunch of acolytes and make a hasty retreat. So we will call it there. Thanks for joining briefly, Kelgar. Apologies, it was only brief.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for DMing once again.
Yeah, thank you very
Cool.
much.
Yeah,
Very
thank you.
entertaining session. Thank you.
Very,
Sorry
very
about
good.
falling asleep.
That's fine. It's getting late, dark. So
Yeah.
um,
Cheers, guys.
You did a me.
see you later. Hope you all enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks very
No,
much.
that's good.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Night, folks.
Take
Night.
care.
Good
all.
night.
Hi guys.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Damn you, dragging off those acolytes. I thought I'd managed to rescue one.
I think if we were to just pursue straight away, we might still be able to save them.
Yeah, hopefully.
That won't go badly wrong, will it?
No.
I don't hear
What's the
any-
worst that
any
could happen?
I'm
munching
more
sound.
so why aren't their mates down behind us helping out?
Because the DM is too tired to concentrate on running half a dozen NPCs.
That's a fair point.
Fair point.
I'm sure they're praying for us.
They are demonstrating that they are definitely acolytes and
Yeah.
not experienced clerics. Or
We don't need
paladins.
those stinking NPCs.
Yeah,
But
very
actually, I can actually add them into the combat next week because I'll be a little bit more awake, so I'll add them in. Perhaps I'll do that now. As the head acolyte kind of gets his guys and girls to
fight back.
finish praying for Mitra's guidance, and so they can join in and fight back. They're all on the tracker for next week, and I'll really hate doing that.
Mitra's
All right.
get in there, you idiots.
Yeah, basically. I am going to call it a night. I will see you all in the week. As always, I'll write up my brief notes so that you know what's happened, and
Awesome.
we will reconvene next week.
Yeah, again.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I
Thanks, guys, and thanks, Dad.
Are you around?
Yeah, so next week I'll be recovering from today's karate session,
Yeah,
so
no
I shall be around for the full session next week.
Cool.
Good night.
Hopefully, Guy will be back as well by the sounds of things, so that'll be awesome. Back to a full
Brilliant.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Night, everybody.
Take care.
Yeah,
all.
good night. Good night.
Bye.
Take care.